In the news this morning.
50.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy PRG Black, and we are 950 NT Radio's PRG Podcast.
It's your boy Cutter Calhoun. Always rep for the South Side.
You already know it's your boy Keem Olajuwon. We back with another one.
And we got a special guest in the building.
Special one today.
You know what I'm saying? We got a very talented artist by the name of Simpkins in the building.
What's up? Appreciate you having me.
You know what I'm saying? This is his first time on the show. He should have been here a long time ago.
Really?
That's our
You
part.
never
That's
been
our
on?
part.
Nah, never
I thought
been
he
on.
was on back in the beginning.
Nah,
never.
it's the first time.
Oh, man.
That's our bad. We should have been had you here
it's
like
all
a
good.
year ago.
We should have been.
But you know what I'm saying?
bro.
Better late than never.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm
man.
Yeah, listen, man. When me and my wife had went out to a show and we first seen him. This was probably 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
He got on stage and blew me and my wife away. We was like, it was probably within the first 15 seconds. No lie, we were like,
No doubt.
"Oh, you hear this shit?"
No doubt.
Like,
No doubt.
this shit is
Appreciate it, man.
incredible, dog. Like it was really
Appreciate
good, and that's no bullshit. It was amazing. My wife got a CD from him that night. We've seen you perform many more times after that, and anytime he performs, like I'm down to go. He's incredible. One of the main things I wanted to say too is you have not only can you write and you have bars, you have a talent, like a natural voice and a natural delivery. Like
Correct.
when you spit it, that
Thank
shit
you.
is hard. Like even if you couldn't write, if you didn't have the talent to write and have bars, somebody could bring you some bars and be like, "Yo, spit that
Right.
shit," and that shit's gonna sound fire. Like
Appreciate it,
no
man.
no bullshit, man. I think it's God given. I mean, I don't know if you worked on it. But I think some of
I
it is your
appreciate. I've
voice.
definitely worked on the technical side of rapping. I feel like I definitely have always had a strong voice.
Mhm.
Like I remember all the way back in like 4th grade being like, "Yo, he's doing well, but he needs to like shut the fuck up." Like
He's so loud.
like no matter what he says, I can hear it on the other side of the classroom, and like he means well, but
Like you're
you
not
like drop it down a couple
Yeah,
notches,
yeah,
So like
yeah.
I've always had like that projection in my voice.
So you
And,
had that voice in the 4th grade?
Nah,
Barking on
obviously
people?
not the baritone, but just I don't know,
that voice
man. Like
that carries, it travels. It seems to be
right,
yeah.
and definitely grew up in Olympia, Washington, till I was like 12. So like
Word,
the
wow.
West Coast shit like really hit home early on, like the Dre, the Snoop.
So that's where you're originally from, is the West Coast?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, dope. So
Moved
when
down
did
here.
you move to Florida?
Oh shoot, like 96.
96. Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to be here for 2 years, and now it's 23 later. But I love it, man. I love it. My dad's
That's what's
job brought us down here, and
Okay.
yeah, man, loved it. It kind of started
Military?
getting, huh?
Military, your dad, or?
Yeah.
True that.
Army.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, so like it was end of 6th grade going into 7th grade, so that's like a time in your life where like you get taken away from your friends, especially, and you're like,
oh,
no, I don't want to do
yeah,
that,
yeah,
especially in Washington, elementary goes through 6th grade. So
Oh,
they did
okay.
like this little like, oh, we're gonna change classrooms 3 times in the afternoon and simulate
Mhm.
like going from
middle
class
school.
to class, right? But I didn't have the experience like in Florida, it's 6th through
Yeah,
8th.
yeah,
Up there, it's only 7th and 8th. So like, I did 6th grade up there, did like this little simulated version of middle school, and then got down here in 7th grade and kind of just got thrown in. But
yeah.
like sports, luckily, kind of just like carried everything. I played a lot of basketball, played all through
So-
high school and everything. So
Okay.
that made it a lot easier. But
Yeah.
and then the Southern rap and like Outkast, Trick Daddy, No Limit, all that
yeah.
shit,
So
just
you
kind
was
of like
fucking with that back then?
everything,
Coming from
bro.
the West Coast too?
yes, because it's like, especially like Snoop, bro. Like Snoop has his lyrical moments,
Mhm.
but overall, Snoop's
He's an MC.
he's an MC, and his style
Right.
is like his like bread and butter.
Right.
And that to me, like at a young age, rang true to be like, as dope as the lyrics are that you're saying, you still need to be like saying it a certain way for it to
Facts.
be
Gotcha.
You have to deliver
sounding
it
dope,
properly.
right? The
Right.
sonic,
So you worked
like
on that, your
sonic.
delivery.
Right,
you worked
right,
on
yeah.
the way you
And then
spit.
just the soulfulness of Southern hip hop is
So
like,
when did you start? When did you start? Obviously, you love music, right, for a long time. So when did you start doing it? When did you start wanting to?
I wrote my first like 8 bars in like 5th grade probably.
Wow.
And then I went home and tried to like finish it, and it just turned into like
And
me
this is
like
like, what,
quoting
94?
famous songs.
That's what Fred said
93,
too.
94, something like that? You said, 'cause you said you
Like
moved down
90,
here like 96,
yeah.
right? So, it was like
So
94,
yeah, like a year or 2
95,
before that, yeah, like
probably.
94. So like it went from like me writing these like 4 ridiculous bars, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 bars from a House of Pain song and like the Humpty Dumpty dance and like shit, and it's like, all right, I need to stop. I had like at least the clarity to be like, I need to stop writing this verse, you know. So like after that, it was like, you know, me and my friends, whoever could memorize the most popular song on the radio was like the coolest dude in class.
Gotcha,
So that got like the rhythm and the technical, like being able to rap on beat, that kind of like didn't even realize at the time I was kind of training myself already to pick up that side of it.
Right.
And then didn't write another rhyme until like junior year. Like I'd mess around on the bus after basketball games, like switching a couple bars up here and like famous songs and stuff, rapping about my friends. And they're like, oh. And then this one dude 2 years younger than me transferred to my school, and he was like, I got a full recording set up at my house. I heard you mess around with it. You want to come over and record some shit? And after that, it was a rap.
That's funny, man, because I remember basketball when I played in high school. If y'all remember, He Got Game. They had the link, and roll, call my name, and then they would always spit. We would do that after the games, after that, because of that movie.
You would spit
everybody would just have bars.
Yeah,
like,
the chants.
They would, the cheerleaders, the girl, like everybody on the bus would have the coach spit. I mean, like, it was fun, bro. It'd be fun.
My coach never rapped.
Nah, yeah, we had the coach spit some bars. It would be fun, man.
Sunset
like,
Park too. I remember that having.
Yo,
like, time to get loud. It's time to represent.
Sunset Park, like that was a part of the sports culture. So yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because we used to do that too, man.
Yeah,
that was definitely a fun part. But yeah, so so you started rapping in the early '90s. So
started recording like about 2000.
So you started recording in the early
like
2000s,
made some shitty ass CD, but like everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's not terrible." So they bought it, and we just reinvested.
The stereotypical Eminem, you know, all that when you first started rapping.
Nah, man, I wasn't even nearly good enough to be like talking about like, yo, bro.
That you were trying to rap. No, I mean just the fact you were trying to rap. When you were like give you that stereotypical Eminem or Vanilla. Cause especially in that time early. Now it's a little different because I mean there's so many famous white rappers now. It's normal. Right. But in that time it wasn't. So did you get that? I guess that kind of
it was more around like,
so to speak.
Yeah, but I mean, not to be too cliche, but like the interpretation of battle rap in 8 Mile is very on point. And that is very true. Like when I came up battling too, like wrote and recorded, kind of hit a little slump, like, yo, what kind of a rapper am I going to be? Like, what am I going to talk about? At first started off like not even cursing and shit like that. And then it was like, you know what, all right, I'm not going to censor myself. I'm not going to censor myself. And got into battle rap and obviously freestyling, you just kind of go off the cuff. Got into that, got pretty good at it, won some battles locally, got pretty well respected. And that was the dope part though, like, bro, like over and over again before 8 Mile came out, like that element of surprise was my biggest weapon. Like people did not think I was gonna say shit to him.
No, I'll be honest with you. I think that was part of it too. I see him when I see him walk on stage. I'm not expecting what I hear. I'm just not. You're not expecting it, and when you hear it, it's like, holy shit.
See, I felt a little different because when I seen him the first time, I don't know. It was something about like your whole aura. It was like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like anything commercial. It was like, I don't know, the way, you know, even when we seen I forgot which performance it was, but it was the I think it was the JSK show with Rev and everybody was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even, you know, you had on the jacket and the little Scully and all that. I was like, that's hip hop, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
so
it,
it's not just your music, it's everything to me personally.
Well,
you know
I'll be honest, bro, like the biggest thing I get from people too is like, especially when they see me hop on stage, if they know me, they know I rap, they hear some music, oh wow, that's cool, I didn't expect that from you. But then they see me get on stage and the beat drops. And like that's no other way to put it, that's my element.
Correct.
Like I love it.
Facts.
Like that feel like everyone's like, yo, you get nervous? And it's like, I get more anxious than anything. It's like,
that's what's up.
You ready? You're at home.
Right. If you kept telling me every 10 minutes for like an hour I was about to perform, that'd be the worst hour of my life. Right. But like, it's not nervous. It's just like, all right, mentally, boom, I'm ready. Oh shit, 10 more minutes. So like, it's more anxious.
That's what's up.
But I love it, man. I love it.
So let me tell you about the 2 times I seen you perform. One, the first time was with Keem, and to be honest with you, to be 100% honest with you, I was like, man, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? But as soon, just like you said, as soon as the beat dropped, I was like, oh shit, all right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, this guy got bars. He got bars. But let me tell you about the second time I seen you perform. It was at I forgot it. It was somewhere in Winter Park. But at the same time,
Right, Haven
yeah, Haven,
Lounge,
on
yeah.
Haven, on
Yeah,
the
that's
Haven
the same
Lounge.
one I'm talking about.
The second time I seen you perform, you was like, I'm sick, but you know what I'm saying, I'm here, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And that showed me your dedication to the art.
Appreciate
so
it,
that's what made me respect you
I
more.
proves his
because,
point what he just said.
you know what I'm saying?
He enjoys performing so much. He's like, I'm
bro.
sick. Fuck it. I'm out here.
I'm just elaborating. And that's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
like
But-
bro, we got this show coming up too, bro. I'm
Yeah.
mad psyched about
Yes,
it.
sir.
Like,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited,
mad
man.
psyched.
23rd?
Yep.
23rd?
That's next
23rd.
week.
Hey,
Soundbar.
Hey, soundbar.
get your
Yeah.
tickets.
Get it. Let's
Saturday
get it.
night, man. That doesn't happen often. I'm happy
Nah,
about
bro.
that.
We got a
that's
prime
what's up, man.
spot.
Last
We gotta
time
do
it
a
wasn't
weekday,
Saturday
get people
night
to
when we
come
did
out.
it.
Yeah. We're going to have fun.
And you performed at the last one that we
Yeah.
did too, man.
Yeah.
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 Dope every time. Man.
I'm
I love
excited,
it.
man.
Love it.
Got
So,
a lot of
Red,
new
I got a
stuff, too.
question for
What's
you.
up, man?
What do you appreciate or enjoy more, being on stage and battling or recording a project?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's a
man.
good question.
All
You know what I'm
right, so I
saying?
will tell you that just off the bat, like
Mhm.
battling
Mhm.
is the most stressful. thing.
Really?
No matter how prepared you think you are,
Okay.
like either you win or you fail right
Right,
then and there.
that's true,
The
though.
verdict,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
verdict
that's true.
is there's no waiting to
You
find
felt
out if you
miserably,
fuck up
too, like
or
in front
yeah.
of people and
Right.
shit. Yeah.
Recording, you have the chance to mess up,
Mhm.
recreate,
Mhm.
tweak,
Fix it. Right.
listen,
Right.
let no one
Very
else hear
true,
it,
very
Mhm.
true.
and be like, I want to fix this, this, and this.
Right.
I think this works. What do you think about this?
Right.
Maybe what if we switch this? So I appreciate both of them.
Mm-hmm.
This in the long run,
Mhm.
recording
Mm-hmm.
and creating
just
is way
walked
more
in the building.
gratifying.
No doubt.
Oh, Freddie.
What up, Freddie?
Freddie Savage
What's
walking, looking
up?
slim
In the
and shit.
In the building.
Looking mad skinny walking in. What you was on, man? What you was on the treadmill before you got here?
I mean,
Damn,
looking all
bro.
svelte.
Yeah, you looking all. Look at I see you, Fredro.
Out here.
Okay.
Talking about, man.
Looking bien dominicano in this
Stop
motherfucker.
it. Stop it. Fred Savage.
We interviewing my dog Red Simpkins in here
Yeah, man.
today.
What's up,
you know
Freddie?
what I'm saying? You know Red, right?
PRG Freddie Focus in the building, baby.
Welcome, bro.
Sorry
Welcome,
I'm late,
welcome.
John.
We good.
Nice.
Thank you
Fashion
for
relate.
coming.
That's what we call it.
So another question then. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you like the recording aspect a little better, or it's just different?
Less
Bro,
stressful,
like,
it sounds like.
yeah,
It's a little less
It's less.
mentally
Well, all right,
stressful.
so here's where it gets stressful though.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love it when I'm in here listening to it, I
Mhm.
can be in the car with like a friend or my girl
Mhm.
or even my parents,
Mhm.
and like as soon as I put that song on in front of them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, don't look at them. what kind of reaction? I hope they
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know, like I get like really weird about it because I took so much
Of
time
course.
and put it all in there. And in my head, I think I've made these revisions and now it sounds great. And then
Mhm.
like I might hear something and be like,
That shit sounds
I
bad.
should've
fuck.
changed that
Yes,
shit.
fuck.
You're
Ah,
your own
man.
worst critic.
So I overthink a lot, but the battling is
Mhm.
gratifying
Mm-hmm.
because you're like figuring out a puzzle on the spot.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
And then and it's very similar to stand-up comedy. I have not done stand-up comedy, but I will say that
I
is
would say
I
that's
can imagine.
similar.
That
Yeah,
is-
I could see the
that is
correlation.
That's
a
crazy.
bucket list.
That's crazy you say that because I was just talking to my brother 2 days ago. I told him the same thing because he's in.
Oh, yeah, he
he's-
does the stand-up.
He does stand
Bro,
up
it's
comedy.
about getting the reaction. You get the laugh as a stand-up comic. You get that as a battle
Mhm.
rapper. Same thing.
High
Like,
risk, high
Your
reward.
adrenaline fucking kicks up, and like you
Mhm.
got to like
It's all about delivery too.
yes,
Just like a rapper.
timing,
Big
delivery.
risk, big reward, I think,
Yep.
man. Getting on that stage to battle or to do stand-up comedy, it's big risk, but it's
Very
big
risky.
reward. I'm sure when
Instant
you win a
gratification.
battle, that's probably a high, like, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
man.
good. Yeah.
And I do want to say that I'm like, because of this new age over the last 10, 15 years of a cappella written battles, which is as dope in its own right, but I am
Okay.
referring to old school overbeats,
Right.
fucking 30 seconds each, back and
Mhm,
forth,
right.
and you got like a minute
Ciphers.
to rip someone's head
You
off.
didn't
Yeah.
have 2 weeks to know who this guy
Right,
was and
right,
prepare for him and
right.
all that.
Which those are dope. I've done those as well, and those are stressful as well. Like, bro, it's tough if I'm doing
Oh,
something
so
in
you've
there.
done that type of battle
I've
rapping
done,
as well?
back when
Oh,
Grind
dope.
Time first started,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I did like 3 or 4 battles. I
Okay.
think I'm like 2-1 or something. It was fun,
That's what's
but
up.
like it takes you out of. It's tough to go write a song while you're
Mhm.
also writing battle bars
Right.
Yeah.
for someone, especially because I'm not a very hot-headed person,
Mhm.
and a lot of times you have to like find some anger or
Right.
create some anger for this person, and like
Yeah.
at least one of my two of my battles were against people that I did not dislike at all.
Wow.
Another person I
that's
didn't
hard.
know, so I could kind of like create that,
Right,
like,
right.
fuck this
Right.
guy, you
Yeah,
know, I'll
yeah,
say
yeah.
whatever I want about him. Other dude, I was pretty cool with, and we had a good battle. It was mostly jokes. And then the third one, like, this dude, we were like cool as fuck and both nice dudes. And it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it was tough to like get
I
in
got
that
you.
like
Battle
mind
rapper.
state. And like, you can't be hopping in the arena with just anyone
Nah.
going with that approach. You have to have that like
It's a little
Yeah,
killer
off with
instinct,
their head,
yeah.
Right.
medieval,
Right, you have
You
to.
got to
Yeah,
though,
battle
or else
yeah.
you'll get caught.
Yeah, battle rappers get real nasty. They get all in your face.
Yeah.
They go deep. They go for the jugular. too.
And like deep in my heart, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to battle rap, and I've been offered a couple times, but then I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I want to create music, man. Like
True that.
it could happen. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna battle again, especially under that format. But it's just every time I think about it for about a week, and then I'm like, man,
I'm
I don't
good.
know. Yeah, I'm good. I was excited for like 2-3 days about it, and then
So, speaking of like recorded stuff, let's talk about some projects that you got
yes,
popping. I know you got a project called, what is it, Red October?
Red October. Yes, my only solo project I've ever dropped.
Okay.
It's a full album back in 2014. It's on Bandcamp. Some of them are on SoundCloud. Kind of need to get up on my game on that and update that a little bit. But yeah, man, Precise. He produced most of it. It was when I was living in LA. I was out there for like 8 months. The only time I've ever in my life been a professional rapper and got paid to rap and everything.
yeah?
And it was a great experience.
How was that?
It ended terribly, but
Wow.
I mean it's
How did it start? Explain
how
the
did it start? All right,
situation a little
so homie of mine was managed by would be our manager soon later, and they went out to LA, started getting the ball rolling a little bit. All of a sudden, he got some funding. He was like, I'm trying to sign 2-3 more artists. He had always been like, yo, you, Precise, and it's terrible, but I forget his name.
The other guy.
Yeah, because he wasn't from Orlando. All of us were from Orlando. The other dude wasn't. So
Okay.
it wasn't like I had like come up with him like all the other dudes. Y'all are next. If I get this funding, I want to get y'all on the roster, move you out here, and let you make music full time.
Right.
Try to
Okay.
get something going.
And that's
Fucking
what you
awesome.
did.
This is what I've been wanting to do my whole life.
Hell yeah.
Correct.
I get the call. 2014, right before New Year's. Boom, I'm working at like a country club. Yo, dude, we got the money. Boom, 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 it's happening. I'm like, holy shit. He goes, and Precise, who I've been recording with, producing with, and he does his own music. Very talented dude. He's getting signed too. He's gonna be our audio engineer as well. I'm like, this couldn't be better. Like I got my audio
Dream
engineer.
come
Right.
true, it
So
sounds
we
like, yeah.
fucking get a big U-Haul, move everything out there,
Wow.
and everything's awesome. Like our intro to the experience is the dude who he's already managing is releasing an album and his single's dropping, and we're going to Vegas for the night.
Wow.
To go to a club and they're gonna play his music. And we're
That's
gonna
a
be
good
like,
look.
Yeah.
So
you
we go out
feeling on
there
top of the
and like
world.
immediately,
That's
it's just
dope,
like,
though.
but it's also like in the back of my head, I'm like, this is not gonna be like
Too
this.
good to
Like
be
this,
true.
there's no way this is gonna be
Yeah.
like this.
Every
Like
day.
Right.
they cannot sustain this.
Right.
Yeah, that's real.
And
I
no
wanna do
shit
it.
from what the lore of that night
Mhm.
has been told to me is that tab was almost 30 grand.
Wow.
And like I didn't I experienced a 30 grand VIP night in Vegas,
Yeah.
and it does not feel like what
30
you would
grand.
think it would feel like. The coolest shit I got was like a video of them hoisting a fucking bottle girl on like a tonk, like one of those little kids truck, the Barbie
Yeah,
trucks
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
She's got like bottles and like the sprinkles, and I'm like, holy shit.
I mean, that's
So
cool.
it's wild as fuck,
That's
right?
cool.
Some circus.
It's wild as fuck. But they play his song. It's fucking awesome. And then we drove back the next day. And then within a week, it was like, all right, let's start recording shit. And
Okay.
then long story short, there was a budget, X amount of money. We were all getting paid X amount, did not have a job. We're putting up in a house that was paid for by the label and the investor.
Man.
And about 3-4 months in, all of a sudden, the money came like first week of the month instead of the first of the month. And then the next month, it was like mid-month. Yo, where's the money? Oh, you got to move some things around. He's an entrepreneur. You know, like, and I'll tell you, the big thing that I learned was that we were kept separate. We met the investor like once or twice.
Okay.
And my manager facilitated that. Yo, he'd go to him. What do we need money for? What do we need? All right, I'm gonna go.
So y'all
Make me a
couldn't reach
budget.
out to
I'm gonna
him.
go to him. We could, but it wasn't like he was picking up our
Okay.
phone. He wanted to be an investor. He
Solid
was
investor. He ain't
right.
want-
He
I got
he
you.
wasn't like a hands-on.
You probably didn't know much about the industry or something.
He was an
He
entrepreneur.
just
He,
wanted to flip his
believed in
money.
my manager. My
Right,
manager
right.
knew he
Believe in
believed
this
in
guy.
him.
I'm gonna give you this money and do your
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. that's what it
So-
sounds like.
At the boom, later, all of a sudden it's like we're not recording. We used to be recording every day, like 4-hour session every day.
Y'all was
Boom.
going to a studio.
So that's the thing too. Like, bro, we had a house we lived in, and then we rented out in a business unit in North Hollywood, middle of everything, like dope as fuck, right next to
Wow.
everything.
Yeah, that's not expensive.
Correct.
Yes.
In LA
yes,
too. Like
Yes. Yes.
So it sounded like most of y'all money went to that party and rent.
that,
Facts, yeah.
and then we had a publicist.
Oh,
Why do we need a?
wow.
We don't have
Right.
any albums.
Y'all
We
not
don't
out
have-
yet. Right.
So it's like, man, why aren't we using this money for this, and this?
Correct.
You know, like there's way smarter ways.
Right.
Pay us to get on some showcases or
Right.
something, and like get us
Right.
show
Open
face.
an acts or something,
Yes.
anything. Yeah, you
Yes.
use all that money. I mean,
So
shit.
come to find out, he was telling an investor, this is how much we need a month. When in actuality, we only needed this much.
Oh, come on.
And
Come on.
by the end of it, when we met with the investor, we're like, yo, we need the money to move back. Like this shit is like falling
Right.
apart.
Right.
What can we do to get home? You know?
Mhm.
And gave him like bare minimum budget. Like, yo, we shipped like a good portion of our shit through UPS because we couldn't fit it in. I was driving a Camry, like a 01 Camry.
Yeah.
Two of us and packed to the brim.
Yeah.
And
This is in Vegas.
no,
LA.
LA. Vegas
LA.
was like the first weekend. We drove from LA. It's only like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Hopped in like one of those Mercedes like Sprinter vans or whatever.
Okay.
Like 10 of us, and it was just we stayed at the Aria one night. It was baller as fuck.
Yeah. So.
Right.
And so then back in LA, that's where we were staying, working, and everything was supposed to be going. And so we met up with him at like a fucking diner, and he's like, pulls out this iPad, and he's like, "This is a record of how much I've given him over the last X amount of months,"
Snap.
and it was retarded.
Wow.
It was retarded, and we're like,
So the investor
well,
pulled
he's
out
like,
after
yeah,
that?
he's like, there's no more money
Wow.
going now, and at that point we're like, look, we budgeted out. It was like $1,600 to be like gas, food, get us hotel one night and drive back. And when we drove back, and it was a hell of an experience. I recorded probably like 50 songs in 8 months, and I still have never released.
Well,
Nothing
that's
like
good.
Oh,
that.
you still have
That's
them?
good.
A lot of
That's
great
dope.
experience, man.
Good
Yes,
to
I have
them.
them.
Yeah, that
What's
sounds like a
crazy
hell
is
of
he
an
came,
experience.
manager, after everything fell down, we had a videographer too, and he came to try to steal the hard drive of all our music
Wow.
and took the one with the music videos on it.
That's fucked.
You can have that.
I've got terrible luck with music videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I will definitely take that over my whole fucking
Yeah,
library.
exactly. That's
of
what I'm
was
saying.
recorded.
Yeah,
That's
at
what I'm
least you
saying.
got that,
But
man. That's
I
what's up.
fine tune a lot of shit with my style,
Mhm.
recording, writing, like being there every single day and having access to a
That's what
studio.
you was getting paid to do at the
Right,
time. That's
right.
dope. That's
Dope
even
as
being
fuck.
able to say that is pretty
Correct,
dope. Yeah.
correct.
Dope as fuck.
That you had a
So
short period of time that you got paid to rap.
the
That's what you got paid
culmination
to do.
of that, and then a little bit of time being back in Orlando, bitter, still going off of like what happened out there, was the Red October album.
Okay. So you got something out of it.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes, and still a lot
A
of
lot of
unreleased
people
stuff.
don't
Right.
even get that far.
So then, yeah.
So what
That's
about
dope.
you got anything you're working on right now?
Yeah, man,
Talk
very
to us,
excited.
talk
Yeah,
to
with
us. Tell us
Fluid,
about that.
Fluid Productions. Shouts to Fluid Productions.
Shout out to Phluid.
And-
always.
He's producing the whole album.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a shorter album, probably like 8 or 9 tracks. It's called
Okay.
Curse of the Lucid Dreamer,
Okay.
and
That's
it's
what's up.
a culmination of a lot of brainstorming and a lot of thinking I've done over the years because
Okay.
I haven't released anything in about 5 years.
Right, right,
I've
right.
done
Mhm.
intermittent recording,
Mhm.
and I'll hit waves where like I'm really into it.
Features and stuff.
A bunch of features, and actually that's funny you bring that up because I've been getting a lot of features in the EDM world.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Dubstep, trap,
Really?
shit
That's a
like
good look.
that. And the SoundCloud shit's popping off from that.
Yeah.
These dudes,
Wow.
they get songs signed to labels
Mhm.
instead of albums. So
Wow.
you sign a single,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We're gonna promote the shit out of this, release it here, here,
You
and
can still
here."
come up off of that.
Mhm. Hell yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
nothing's. I mean, I've got some good amount of plays off it. Nothing's like struck a fire yet.
Okay.
But it's fun, man. It's
What's
a
up?
totally different approach. They'll be like, "Yo, give me 8 bars and then
Mhm.
like 4 catchy bars right before the drop."
Wow.
And, in hip hop, they're like, "Yo, I need a 16."
Right, right, right.
You know,
right,
so
right,
like
right, right.
it's a different approach, but it's dope because I've
Okay.
always my writing process. I usually try to get a hook
Mhm.
because then I know more or less what the song's
That's the
about,
subject matter. You
Yeah.
can feed off of that.
and then I can kind of write around it. So like when they ask for those like catchy little like 4-bar segments before the breaks and stuff,
Mhm.
like I like doing that and coming up with that stuff. So
Right.
like it's been pretty cool.
That's what's up.
But
so when will that
Curse,
project be released?
Curse of the Lucid Dreamer, nothing's set in stone yet. But if I had to guess, and I'm a gambling man, I will put it to be dropped probably right at the beginning of summer.
Okay.
June,
That's the
June-
perfect
so-
time.
June at the latest.
That's
You know
Something
what I'm
like that.
saying? Perfect
Perfect.
time.
Yeah, because
Blow up on the summer.
we're getting a lot of stuff done. It was like 3-4 weeks where we were just banging out a song a session,
Okay.
and then we hit like a couple weeks where like, or at least I did, where I was like, we'd start something. I'm like, yeah, that's dope, and then a half hour later, I'd be like, yo, Ant, let's not waste any more time. Like, for some reason, nothing's catching, you know.
That's
So
the
like,
process.
so like we hit a couple rough weeks, and then now this last month or so, yeah, back on the train, man. So it's exciting.
But I've been hearing out of that room has been pretty good too.
Appreciate it, man.
Always.
Appreciate it.
No, he's a beast,
I don't say
man.
that to
Always.
anybody.
Appreciate it, man.
So
Trying to
check this
definitely
out.
create the dream atmosphere of it for sure.
Check this out, though. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about, you know, your recorded stuff, but, you know, we hip hop heads here, so we want to hear a little bit of spit. You got a little bit of spit for us?
I got a little something for you, man. I got a little
I
something.
think we got
Let's
a beat.
get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is rap in its purest form right here.
We'll
You
do a
know
little
what I'm
something.
saying? Let's
See if I
get it.
can't.
This is a
Okay.
Fluid
You know what I'm saying? Let's get it, bro.
exclusive.
Okay, Fluid. Yeah. 950 Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yeah, PRG. Yeah. Red Simpkins on the mic like Friday night like. Yo. Hey. Old school bro with the noodle. Usually right, but this one rolled off the noodle. Butter. Yup, the flow is al dente. Control your cobra and crank kick your sensei. In my 30s, still spouting the truth. But behind the mic, it's like I found a fountain of youth. I'll be 65 and about to retire, dropping the usual fire, then do an album with Snoop. True, cause when the music is timeless, you just continue on creating and don't think about retirement. I can work for 5 hours, feels like 10. The music pretends to feeling like we're about to begin. It's just the nature of the beast, we're trying to harness it. When it comes to chasing your passion, there's no starter kit. Working for yourself's a struggle, but that's part of it. Set goals, cross them off the list and tackle harder shit. Believe me, it's easy giving advice, but hard as hell when you're trying to implement it in your life. You need to step out of your comfort zone. Man, it's come and gone, but shit, that's what you do when you want to grow. And I'm feeling like Jordan before his junior year. Man, that summer spurt hurts, but now I'm truly here. I see your Facebook feed and you look so happy, but I know you in real life and you're not truly there. So why you do that? That shit's exhausting. Must not realize all the effort that it's costing. You were good at a time, then you lost it. If you channeled your energy better, you do boss shit. Like on a business and stack a fortune. So much money, everybody gets a portion. I'm talking family and close descendants. Can't trust a tag along vagabond approach with reverence, man. I rock so hard, I rock steady. Zone out on these bars, they not ready. Straight slash through these beats like I'm Freddy. So focused, got one eye closed like I'm Fetty. Machete in hand and I'm swinging for the fences and that shit looks smooth. I'm Ken Griffey, all dependent on the situation and what in it determines if you live and how I choose to write the ending. Sign the crime scene in blood, it's a Picasso. Gather up the body parts, grab the lasso. This shit got dark quick, I know it, but I take you through the ups and downs, we roller coasting. Floating in the Arctic with no ship. Saying I should bundle up, I bark at the notion. Colder than the dark part of the ocean, man. Even sharks turning dark when I'm approaching. Damn.
Hey. You know what I mean?
Fire. We need some Joe Budden horns on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Jamaican horns. I mean,
Flex bombs.
Yeah, them flex bombs after that. All that. That shit was crazy.
Yo, we appreciate that.
Much
You know what I'm
appreciated,
saying?
brother.
Appreciate
Much
you, man.
appreciated.
All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a little break because we run out of time for this segment. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump into one of your tracks. I think we're going to play this joint called Cool. Oh, Fool, my bad.
Fool, yeah,
Is that
yeah.
off of the up-and-coming project?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to
Yo,
play that.
let's get it.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
is
We're
actually
gonna-
the first session we started working.
the first.
Track
Dope.
we came up with. So this is actually pretty dope,
All
man.
right, so let's get it. You know what I'm saying? My man Red
From scratch
Simpkins.
in one session.
We're going to play this joint called Fool, and we'll be right back. PRG Podcast.
A Fluid Productions exclusive.
I try to keep chasing my dreams, but also need a way to a means. One might like to be a movie, but being in it can change your perspective of your favorite scenes. Man, y'all can't rain on me, trying to put your pain on me. Been at it for a minute, I ain't falling for the gimmicks. You can ask around the city, I'm the same OG. Man, we toured for a month on our own dime. Nothing to show but some flyers with our name on it. Shit, if we had the slightest bit of budget and a little dose of fuck it, would've made it, put the game on it. Hey, yeah, now I hover the line of corporate America and the love of my life. Man, it's hard to stay focused when your mind knows what your heart's feeling and you keep trying to push it to the side like it ain't real life. Like I don't wake up in the middle of the night. Shorty tap me on the shoulder as I'm flipping on the light. Look her dead in the eyes, it'll be alright. She smiles knowing that it's all lies. inside. It's been 3 months since you had a good paying gig, and this week the rent's due. Fighting over usual stuff. I don't tell her that she's beautiful enough amongst other issues. It's just another bump that we'll get through, trying to find a silver lining in a shitstorm. Been winning for a while now. It's sad, but we only color cause we're trying to stay warm. I'm out of tears to shed for my struggle. Feeling sorry for myself won't help. But shit is what I get for living in a bubble. Hearing what you want to is bad for your health. That's why they call me a fool. Call me a fool. Call me a fool. Call me a fool. Cause I keep chasing the moon. 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 Don't worry, I'll be there soon. Save us a table for two. 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 They saying that I should be famous already. My body all covered in ink. Well, their opinion ain't paying my bills, so why would I care what the fuck they think? The problem is I do though. Man, I do anything for the kudos. If I told you there was fortune and fame for the taking, but it was on Pluto, would you go? Shit, I got my bags packed halfway out the front door, hit the 528 to NASA. If they can't help me, I'll call up Tesla. Elon, man, it's been too long, don't mean to mess up your nice dinner, but this urgent request can't hang another single minute untouched. I'm so close to my tipping point, but can't push over the ledge. Plus, I'm all out of dumb luck. It's the curse of the lucid dreamer. When into hibernation, came out with a new demeanor. Stop trying to say that I'm a waste of talent when you don't even know if you would use it either. It's easy to stray, just like it's so easy to say what you would do when another dude sneakers. Man, I love this rap shit. I'd still record heaters if it was me and 2 speakers. Luckily, I got a family to fuck with me, and they don't care where I get my cheddar cheese. Long as I'm honest and stand by my product, man, we gon' be richer than they could ever be. I'm out of tears to shed for my struggle. Feeling sorry for myself won't help. But shit is what I get for living in a bubble. Hearing what you want to is bad for your health. That's why they call me a fool. Call me a fool. Call me a fool. Call me a fool. Cause I keep chasing the moon. 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 Don't worry, I'll be there soon. Save us a table for two. Save us a table for two. Save us a table for
Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Back from a break.
Yes, sir.
Hope y'all enjoyed the music. Red Simpkins, you know what I'm saying?
You
Still in
saying
the
that-
building.
Yep.
Willing to talk a little shit with us today. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
As we
man.
get into our topics and things.
Absolutely.
So, I was watching Netflix the other day, and
Word.
me, I like documentaries. And I
Okay.
like weird
True
documentaries.
crime shit.
I don't know why. Yeah, I like true
Mhm.
crime shit. I like alien shit and different conspiracy theory stuff. So I was
With it.
watching the Ted Bundy tapes, man, and
Oh, word.
yeah, it's pretty wild. So watching that and listening to Ted Bundy, and the way he gave his confession was pretty weird, right? He
Mhm.
gave it in the third person the entire time he was giving his confession.
Yeah, he
Like,
opened up immediately.
Yeah, too.
When
It was
that
like
shit, like they
ASAP.
cracked the code on him.
Nah, it was like ASAP. It was crazy. And he basically says porn is what started the issues, the obsession
striking a nerve.
with the wildness. Yeah, so he started with the porn and he got into watching different types of porn.
Okay.
And then, obviously he needed a release. So then he started doing this crazy
What
shit
kind of porn?
and it kept going.
What kind of porn do you watch to make you want to kill people though?
I mean, it's out there.
Yeah, it's out
There's
there.
some wild
I mean,
shit.
Fortunately,
it's
it
a
is,
wild
yes.
porn
They
out
hog
there.
tie these girls, and it's
You know how to
it's
hog tie
my-
people?
I don't even know how to hog tie people.
I mean, I've heard.
Yo, but did
that
he
that's what goes on.
specify? I know I watched it too, but I don't remember. Did he
No.
say anything in particular about like what about
No, he
the
didn't
porn?
specify
Or it was
what.
just-
I just know that I remember him saying that it got violent. He started watching violent.
Yeah, I can see
porn.
that.
It's-
Like
and that's
domination.
yeah. It started.
had that
It,
back then?
it probably started with some sort of domination
Bro.
type things, and then it got worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't specify the specific type of porn. But it just made me think. I watch porn. I'm sure everybody has watched porn at
So do
least,
I,
right?
from
Do you
time
watch
to
it
time.
regularly? Maybe not. I don't know. But it just made me think, like, wow, that's pretty crazy because, like I said, I watch porn.
Right.
Porn doesn't make me want to go kill people, though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, but it does make me think because I have heard that argument been brought up before about porn. One of the reasons it's bad is because of that. It's kind of, but I always equated it to the weed is a gateway drug type of thing. Like, it just depends on.
I
the
was just
person
thinking
and
that. Yeah.
whatever,
Porn,
you know what I'm
porn
saying?
can make you feel a lot of different ways. There's certain people that actually watch porn and then they start looking at the woman a different way. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I would.
To the point where they can't even.
I've heard that.
have
I would
sex with
follow
their
that
woman.
narrative
Yeah.
more than me watching porn and wanting to kill somebody. That shit
Facts.
is the last thing on my mind. If anything, I'm killing that cat. That's what I'm saying.
I try to kill nobody when I'm watching porn.
Wow.
Well, that's what makes me think that, like, right, that's the way it affects you, and then there had to be something else wrong with that motherfucker,
Yeah, of course.
and it
Oh,
triggered
so
it triggered
fucking-
him in a
Triggered it.
different
Right,
way,
right.
and
That
he
was-
took that shit fucking left field,
Yeah,
you know.
that was the thing I was trying to figure out because in it they talk about he had like a normal life. He grew up like he was in the church, he
Right.
went to school, he had a good job, he had a girlfriend at the
Middle-class
time.
family.
He had middle class family, he had
Actually,
a
a little
girlfriend
bit
at the
above
time. He was doing
middle
all
class.
this shit,
Yeah.
and his girlfriend was on the documentary saying. He treated me great. Like he wasn't.
And women
never
loved him too.
violent
He
to me or
was like a
anything.
handsome.
Yeah, he was a good-looking
Yeah.
guy.
He was a
Like
good-looking
that was
guy.
part of
I
how
mean,
he was.
Even
able
when
to
the
get
shit
the
came
women.
out,
Right.
when he initially got arrested or announced as the suspect back in the 70s or whenever, there was a bunch of like women who came forward being like saying he's attractive and like in a weird way that, and then it happened again when the documentary came out with this
Wow.
generation of people of some
A lot of women see him and
Yeah.
what he looked like in that time. They're like, yeah, he can get it. Like,
In a
you know
weird
what I
way,
mean?
yeah,
In a
yeah.
weird way, they're like, yeah, he could get it. He probably would have got me back then. Like,
and it's not justifying anything, but it's like,
I mean, some women are into that stuff. Some women are into
bro,
that stuff.
the thought of being dominated to a certain point,
yeah,
Correct.
to a point, yeah.
but obviously,
not to be
yeah.
murdered and mutilated.
Well, yeah, no,
Right,
no, no,
right,
no.
right,
But
right.
you know, some women really get off on that.
50 Shades of
being
Grey. What you mean?
Even
That's what
past
50
that.
Shades of Grey is all about.
50 Shades of what? Gay?
Grey, I'm sorry.
That's another show.
Grey.
That's something else.
Did I say gay?
Oh man.
What have you been watching on X videos, my guy? .com.
Yeah,
said,
that was
speaking
my
of porn.
point. Porn is bad because no. I'm just fucking with you.
Well, yo, hold on, real quick about the Bundys. Like, interesting fact. It started, I believe, up in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
Seattle,
My
Washington.
mom went to the University of Washington at the time, actually, and I was like, "Yo, mom, you went to school up there
Yeah,
around when that
at
shit
that
started,"
time.
and kind of just like picked her brain a little bit about it, and she was like, "You know what? I watched like an episode or two of it." And it kind of like sparked everything again. And she was like, I really realized how naive and dumb all of us were,
Right,
especially
right.
the girls. Like,
Right.
they heard about it. Oh my God, you know, and it was just the age old, you know, it ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah, it ain't
Right.
gonna happen.
But like looking at the map and everything, like my mom lived within like 10, 15 miles of where the first couple murders happened. And like her and her friends said that like everyone was still going out to bars, like
nothing.
not stopping
Yeah.
the nightlife kind of shit. I mean, they're all
Wow.
college students and they were like, oh shit,
not
that's
gonna
wild.
happen to
But like,
me.
right.
That happens.
And then
till
you see
this
the whole
day,
thing.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember we had the joke when we went to the bachelor party in Tampa? And you had fell asleep in the car, and there was a serial killer on the loose in Tampa at the time. And we made a joke that, yo, Fred, what if that serial killer came up to the window while you were sleeping, like try to open the door or
Probably
some
did.
shit?
He's probably breathing.
Yeah, we were like, yo, he's probably breathing on the window, looking at you like, but yo, it's the same situation. Like,
Yeah.
we not taking that shit serious.
Yeah.
We out here at the strip club, we partying, and
That's
there's
not
a serial
reality.
killer
Right.
on the loose.
Y'all left me outside with the serial killer.
Nobody left you, Fred. We didn't know where you went. You disappeared and found out you fell asleep in the car where you needed to be, and thank
You
God
survived
you
the
was safe.
serial killer, bro.
I mean, but how much is that? Is put in our face so much? It's on our screens. It's on our cell phones all the time to
Right.
the point where we're
Yeah.
numb to it. You know. So going back to a serial killer on the loose. Who remembers Marquis Lloyd? But
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
that they said killed a
I
cop
don't know
in
by
Orlando.
name. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
he
yes,
killed
yes,
a
yes,
cop a
yes.
couple years ago.
Or he killed his baby mama, they said too, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, something
Something like that. It
crazy
was
shit.
2 years ago.
But
Couple years ago,
a couple years ago, you know, when I was doing my job, I was out in Orange County, and I was exactly in the area that he was loose in, and I'm delivering packages. I mean, I'm paranoid as fuck, but at the same time, you know, I mean, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
It's just crazy
It's
how
like me and my
we're so
wife
numb to
being
it.
in Vegas when the shooting happened.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Y'all were out there?
Yeah, we
yeah.
were on our wedding, and we
Ooh.
had booked that trip almost a year in advance. Not a year because we got married, but like it was right after we got married. We already booked our 1 year anniversary
I remember
trip,
that shit.
and we go out there, and the fucking shooting was that day that we got, and we was on the strip when that shit happened. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was
So
wild.
are you
That's crazy.
are you hearing it and everything?
No,
That might be a
no,
dumb
no.
question,
No,
but
we
like,
were like 4 miles down the strip from where it happened, so we
Okay.
didn't hear the gunshots. But we had to get back to our hotel in our Uber, so dealing with the traffic and
That's crazy,
all the
bro.
madness and seeing the people, and yeah, it was
That's
crazy.
But the question is, did you go out after that, after the fact?
the very next morning,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We're
they
just
were
so
still
numb
cleaning
to it.
up and I don't mean to say this funny, but in all seriousness, they were still cleaning up dead bodies and shit. And we was on the strip the next morning trying to enjoy our fucking.
I mean, what you
I'm
gonna
on
do?
my wedding vacation.
Right,
bro.
you
What
spent
want me to
money
do?
on that.
Yeah, hell, a lot of money.
Correct.
What you mean?
So,
So it is what it is, bro. But it's the same, the same mind state, I guess, right? You just like whatever.
Right.
But anyways, back to porn.
Yeah, back to Ted Bundy and porn. That's a hard left. Damn.
Nah, in all seriousness,
wrecked
bro.
their car making that
I'll
left.
be honest with y'all. I'll admit that there was a time when I watched porn every day, and I started noticing myself watching porn that was not the regular porn, and I was like,
Yeah.
I need to chill out. I'm not watching porn anymore. Now, it was never like me watching like crazy violent shit or nothing like that, but just watching porn, like even being curious, like just see a headline that says some shit, and I'm like,
huh?
Wait, why am I even wanting to click on that right now? I'm like, okay, no, my mind isn't working, bro. I noticed that my mind wasn't working the right way, and I was, because of watching porn every fucking day, and I was like, all right, I need to chill out. So I think I can understand somebody who maybe doesn't have that in their mind to say chill out, and they keep fucking going and going and going
Until you get to a point where you want to interact, you want to, what do you call it? Reenact it yourself.
The
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
that was weird to me was that he was a guy who was considered good looking, had a good job. So he's not the person that I would think would be that type of guy to keep going in. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that was crazy to me was that shit talking about when he got out of the library and jumped from the second floor, like his second time being convicted or in custody, and he's just fucking not shackled, not cuffed up, and he's just chilling,
that's crazy.
waiting to go into court to the point where he has the chance to just hop out of the
What it
window.
was
and
is
run.
he was such a charming dude.
Exactly,
that he
bro.
Trusted him.
He just manipulated the shit out of everyone.
For the second time. Wow.
For the second time, bro. And he's just like, oh, yeah. There was a guard in the front of the library. Fucking library, like this dude can do whatever the hell he wants. He looked, and he'd been like eyeing the jump for like a week or two, and like doing squats in his fucking cell.
You gotta be smart. You gotta be a certain type of guy to do that.
He's like about 20, 30 feet. He's like, you know what? As long as I don't
get
break
it,
my
roll
ankle.
with it, roll with it.
I heard Zach Efron, or what's his name? My person.
Yeah, Zach Efron.
Yeah, he's doing his the
movie.
He's doing the movie. I seen it. He looked.
Oh, word, Ted Bundy?
Yeah,
I think that's what sparked the
Wow.
second wave of the new generation of girls thinking he's hot again too.
Probably, yeah.
Because they saw that
Love
trailer.
Zac Efron,
Yeah.
And as soon as
crazy, though.
like you put
I
Zach
think
in
that'd be a
there,
good person to play him, though, right? You pick a handsome
The
dude.
way he did his,
you know what I mean?
the way he
Give-
did his
give
look,
it
he
the-
kind of looks like him too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he took.
you know, he got caught in Florida, right? Ultimately.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Off
did.
a fucking
Ultimately
traffic
get caught in
stop, I
Florida,
think.
yeah. Off a traffic stop, man.
But he's still
And
a
he had
serial killer.
He had a mustache and a fake mole, and
Wow.
dressed up like someone else. And this dude sees his name on like the headline of the newspaper, and he's like, "Nah, that ain't me." Bro.
Wow.
Like, he's like, "I'm chilling at home, bro." Like, I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
would never do that.
And this dude, like, down to it though, he had the mole in the right spot and everything. It was crazy, bro. This dude went to lengths.
So we saying that dude was a attractive dude and all that, somebody that you would never suspect to do something like that. You can't judge a book by its cover.
No, you definitely
what I'm
can't
saying?
judge a book by
Manipulative.
its cover.
Because even if you live the American dream, you look like normal person. You never know what's going on inside somebody's head.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard squats that squats is the reason that El Chapo got out so many times.
What you mean?
He was doing all those squats. His leg was very very fucking strong, so he was able to jump off the top of the prison.
No, he was able to go through the tunnel they built.
You serious? You
for his ass in the
bullshit.
I'm
prison.
bullshit.
Ah, yeah, I'm about to say.
That's serious.
Fucking bullshit meter was off the chain and shit.
That guy had
Nigga said,
money
I
behind
kicked
him.
through walls.
Yeah.
Either way, squats.
You know what's
gonna know
sad about that whole
Squats,
situation, real quick though, is that you know who testified against him and his whole organization?
Oh,
One of
6ix9ine.
his sons.
Oh,
wow.
That's some bullshit.
One of his sons, bro. Yep. Told everything.
That's like that one bitch, bro. I hated Penelope Cruz in that one movie, Blow.
Blow.
Oh,
She
yeah.
he's a fucking drug dealer. I hated that bitch. I'm like, oh,
Bro.
you're a fucking slime ball.
Female. But yeah, so to end off the porn topic, I just want to know, in all honesty, how does everybody here feel? Do you feel like porn is a bad thing? Or
It can be, depending on whose hands it's in.
Not R. Kelly's hands.
Wow.
This guy.
I shouldn't have said that.
So I think it
Cut
could
that
be a
out.
bad thing because you can get too caught up in the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? If you
agree
seeing
with
all
you
of
on
this,
that.
and, when you go on a porn site like X videos or Pornhub, or Not that I know them.
He's about to go down the whole list.
And I mean,
It can even affect the way you have sex with your woman.
well, yeah, that's what I was about to
It
say.
does.
Because
I agree with that.
most of those porns is all mostly on the pleasure in the man aspect, not the woman.
Very
Not even that's not
misogynistic.
real sex.
It's
most
not
of it.
real
It's
sex.
just
No,
not.
it's
They're doing it
fantasy.
for a video.
Yeah. Most of that stuff they're doing don't even feel good. If you look at
Yeah.
the behind the scenes, those girls is not having the time of their life. Most of them.
nah, they doing
It's
it.
like maybe 95% of the women don't enjoy this
They're
shit.
there for a check, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they're there for
Very
checking it
unrealistic.
out.
I mean, deep in this root, man, like I feel that watching too much porn, it makes you objectify women. You know what I'm saying? You don't look for what's in their mental. You look at their body and like, oh damn, I like that about you. I like this about you.
Right.
But that's the same thing we do to porn stars.
That
And
can
if-
mess up sex, to be
Exactly.
honest. That you need that foreplay in between that, you know what I'm saying? So you can get a good
Not that
vibe.
fake.
Yeah,
you don't-
man.
Yeah.
You don't need foreplay when you're watching porn. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
could basically
Right to
type in exactly what you
Yeah,
like.
that's true.
Get straight
Pull it
to the
up within
point.
seconds, and then a few more seconds you done. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes time to be with a woman, if you watch too much porn and that's your routine, you kind of figure out,
Your
forget what you have to do
Yeah.
to get your woman off. You know what I'm saying? You just
Can't
used
fast forward now.
Right, you can't fast forward that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think, I don't think porn is necessarily bad, but just like anything, too much
It can be
is not good
abused,
for you.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
Y'all
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Y'all think like sex dolls are bad and like
I don't see nothing wrong with sex. You know why I don't see
The
nothing wrong with
sex
sex
dolls?
dolls? The main thing to me is this: women can have all the toys in the world.
Oh, that's true.
Women can have all different size, colors, shapes,
They be having
vibrations
a
of
whole
toys,
drawer
and it's
full.
cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
They be having
As soon as you
dicks
make a
that go
sex
like
toy
this
for a
and
man, it's
shit.
like, yeah,
my dick can't do that. Come on.
I can't. Yeah, what's up with that, bro? I can't. That's not even fair.
So
The drill dough.
fucking dildos,
Shit is
Millie
like-
rocking and shit.
Like, yo, come on.
You really
All
have
right,
to
so let's
check
equate
the
the
video
whole
to see that.
let's equate the whole doll thing to porn. You know what I'm saying? If you got a doll that you could do whatever you want to,
Right, it's not
you know what I'm saying?
realistic.
Eventually you're gonna get bored of that. You know what I'm saying? You could get another doll, but you might get bored of that too. So one day you might wake up and it's like, well, let me see if I can get, find me a woman that I could do this to.
Nah, bro, you
And
get
now you-
5 dolls of every creed and color, and you good for life.
I mean, yeah,
And you become a weirdo. Like, don't talk.
but again, it's the same thing in porn because you might click on porn and watch something cool. You know what I'm saying? Something, tame. And then, after a week or so, you know what I'm saying, that might not do it for you no more. So now you got to step it up. You know what I'm saying? That might be the same thing with the dolls. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You
I-
sex dolls
so
step
here's
it
here's
up.
my opinion on the other side of it is those weirdos who like fall in love with their cars or like
I see that shit on
inanimate
TV.
objects.
Yeah.
I feel like
Roller
the
coasters.
kind of like, and some of that is like they're weirdly attracted to curves and shapes of like that certain thing. But there's also other people I feel like who literally just have zero social skills.
Yeah.
And they're gonna do some weird shit anyway.
I agree with
Let
you.
them go
Most of the
buy a
time.
fucking doll, man.
Right,
At least
instead of
like
doing that
they're
to
gonna,
somebody.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like that's how a lot of people end up being gay too. I know
What?
That's how. a
well,
lot
wow,
of people
this
end up being
wait, hold up.
telling
This
you,
got
man.
heavy,
Open
bro.
up a whole new box, boy. Let's get it
That's why
fresh.
people, a lot of people-
Fred
some
Savage.
people don't know how to
Fred
talk
Savage.
to. I feel like some people don't know how to talk to women sometimes, and it could be the other way around. Women don't know how to approach a guy, and they just end up being like,
Women don't have to approach a guy.
I think it's harder to talk
That's
to
a
a
lie.
dude than it is to talk to a woman.
I don't think that's true. Not every woman is considered attractive to the whole world. There's women who grow up and don't have any, so they never had a boyfriend, never had a dude like them, never had anything.
There's going to be a guy who finds her
You know what I'm
attractive,
saying?
though.
But she might be the one to initiate that. You know what I'm saying?
No, but let me go back to this. All right, so me as a heterosexual male,
Yes, sir.
in my mind, it would be harder for me to pick up a dude than it would be for a girl because girls are expecting you to talk to them because they're women.
Okay.
Dude's gonna be like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Unless you know they about their life. So I don't know, bro.
I mean,
But
I can't-
were
I
you
can't
speaking
honestly
from the aspect of being able to relate and just having a natural conversation with someone who can't even like approach or talk to a girl, at least is able to like relate to a guy?
I mean, but
and
a
then
girl-
somehow, some way,
yeah.
okay, I mean, I guess
I see the point, but like, God, man, there's been times that like I just want to have like a talk about sports or something. And there's nothing sexual about it at all. But I mean, I guess it takes a different, different type of person
that's not the
who's
case
never
for
had
every gay guy.
Right,
but
right.
I'm just saying, in particular, certain cases,
like
that
I
could
said,
be the case.
LeBron James is the best player.
Did you see that boxed out? Oh, my God.
Look at Steph Curry. He actually got a shape out.
Listen,
us
I've actually played
I got the worst hair right
against
now.
gay dudes before, and
Full court press, my nigga.
nah, real shit. Them niggas can
You
hoop,
said
though.
what? What you?
They
what?
cool. I played against gay dudes before in basketball at the
basketball?
park, like, and they was known they was gay, but they could hoop though, bro.
This nigga said he-
Like facts, they
this
could
nigga said
hoop.
you gotta
bro.
back me all the way down.
I'm
Nah,
not
I'm
even
not
sure what
playing
to
D in the
say.
post like that, but you know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
that's stats, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
Facts.
I'm not even.
John Amici was like what the first NBA player to come out.
Man, he was
but,
the first
like,
one to come out.
Exactly,
though.
come
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think it was Charles Barkley Charles Barkley and Shaq. They were like, we have all played with gay players, and we know it. We ain't gonna say
Yeah.
who, what, where, but
A
it's
lot of these
we've
NBA players
all
are doing
done it.
trannies. A lot of them. and that-
Dwight Howard.
Dwight
That's
Howard.
one of them.
my
Behind the
lord.
scenes,
Rappers too.
They out there. They
Yo, they had a good point on why they
Internet
would do that too.
exposes all.
when my uncle, he's gay. He goes to these clubs. He talks about how he sees NBA like
Oh,
players.
word?
They'll park right in front of the in front of the gay club,
Uh-huh.
and they'll call the dude. They'll go in the car and they'll leave with them.
What?
And he knows that they're ball players because they're wild tall and it's obvious. And they coming through in a Porsche, and it looks. Come on,
Might not be ball players.
I'm
Though.
about to
Come on,
say,
let's
you
not be
stereotyping.
stereotypical now.
You gotta be them-
I mean,
Damn.
apparently
The
they are
magic-
ball
the
players.
the magic players.
Apparently.
Never know.
Not to get like too into it, but like wouldn't you have like someone else come pick up that?
Exactly, man. Be smart with this shit.
Yeah.
But it's probably in a time where social media wasn't so prevalent, so you
Yeah.
didn't have to worry about.
No,
what you-
he's talking about his uncle that's
Man.
close in age to us.
Yeah,
right?
he close in the. He is.
Yeah,
a-
so he's talking about
so
like
he-
now.
He's seen.
Oh, they just don't give a
Right,
fuck.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I look
about
at it
that,
like
though.
this,
Probably
man.
Pull
You
up
do
to the
what you
front of
do.
the club.
Just
Nah,
do
I
what
mean,
you do.
yeah.
man.
NBA play what?
You could tell they're wild tall. He said, he's like, I know, we know who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they
Did he
fucking
give you a
leave.
name?
Nah. He don't know, but he don't watch
You about
basketball.
to breaking news, huh?
Yeah, nah, I don't know.
He don't watch basketball, so you don't know about
Yeah,
that shit.
that nigga might just be 6'7".
I mean, yo, man.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they're in an industry where they literally they can't come out like really without like
Yeah.
extreme
Yeah.
Even some rappers.
like
But why do we
ridicule
even
and
care,
everything.
though?
I just heard.
I'm not saying that's, but that's what that kind of the point is. I'm getting is
Right.
like if they did in the grand scheme of that, it wouldn't really be that
Nah.
big
Correct.
of a deal.
Yeah.
especially in today's
But the
society,
fact
they'd be
is that, like,
glorified.
As tough as it is
True.
for someone to come out already, a basketball player or a rapper or someone,
yeah,
there's like zero chance.
I mean,
like there's
I
zero
just heard
chance.
a wild story like but 3-4 weeks ago about with a FedEx driver from New York City. He said he delivered to a certain rapper, and the rapper literally asked him like, "Yo, homie, like you know a place where we can go and like I could jerk off my homeboys like straight like that."
Nigga,
Yeah.
you're
And then he looked at him. He was just like, "Yo," and this is like a known rapper. Like he's just looking at him like, what the
Young
fuck?
Thug.
From Harlem.
And he thought the delivery dude was the guy to ask.
Yeah, he thought
Gotta
that'd
be
be
from Harlem
Might
though.
have everybody to
I
ask.
gotta be from Harlem.
And
bro.
these are
They
guys
ask
that can
random.
get any girl they wanted. Like they're like I'm like
Does
Maybe
Uber
that's why
have
they
other
do the weird
services?
shit because they just it gets. I mean, seriously, I've never been in that position. I'm not that type of guy.
Yeah,
But
dog,
imagine
son.
if you were in that position where it's like females are just fucking everywhere. They're falling all over you. It's pathetic. It's like you know what I mean. Women are just
Right.
ready to bust it wide open anywhere,
I wanna
anytime.
get
It's,
that pathetic.
it might get to a
I wish
point.
my life was that pathetic.
Right, facts. But no, I'm just saying it might get to a mental point where you're like, yo, this shit is. I'm not even
Right.
interested in this. Like, what y'all is this everywhere?
I
It's the
mean,
same shit
maybe
everywhere.
that ties back into the Ted Bundy thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said that he was an attractive man. You know
He
what I'm
had a
saying?
girlfriend at the time he was
Right.
doing all this.
So
wild
maybe,
shit.
maybe the easy cooch didn't do nothing for him. Maybe forcing it and everything that comes along with that is what turned him on.
I definitely think the pursuit was some of it.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? That had to be it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Searching
like I
out
said,
a new, like,
Right.
yeah, something.
It was like that
yeah.
movie Sin City when the girl was like when the guy was like whipping her and like she was just like I'm not gonna cry because that's the only thing that gets you off.
right.
Basically, I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys seen that movie.
Yeah.
Since the black and white movie,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really
Comic book style.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Much.
I seen it.
So so he wanted to rape her, but she was like, "I'm not gonna scream because if I scream, you're gonna get hard on and rape me." So I'm not, and the guy couldn't get hard without her screaming.
Right.
And, you know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
that was in the movie. That's
That was
crazy.
morbid.
That's
But that
pretty
movie was
It
crazy.
was Jessica Alba was the girl.
Shout out to
Oh,
Jessica.
Honey?
Yeah, honey.
Jessica
Honey.
Alba's all
You
right.
sound like
You know,
that was-
but anyway,
You say honey? Like my wife, bro. That's like her favorite movie.
Hey man, that's my second favorite.
Wow. Was Notebook your first?
No, Independence Day.
Oh. You just threw, that's not really your favorite. You just threw that out there right
Yeah, I
now.
did.
He thought of the first Will Smith, Independence Day.
Uh-huh.
Nah, but so yeah, so shout out to Ted Bundy and the porn that led us into a whole bunch of other
I
topics.
You shouting out Ted Bundy
But,
now?
I'm about to say no.
yeah,
Shout out
man.
Ted
That's
Bundy.
what we doing?
I mean, shout out to Ted Bundy for giving a great story to American people about the wild shit that can happen to you when
got
you
you.
watch porn, right?
He also wanted to be a star.
I feel you.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
dying to be a star. Like he was all into.
I didn't know that.
Well, he made it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you know, I think it is a good just barometer to look at what porn can do. You know what I'm
It
saying?
can.
Like I said, there's a
mean-
point in my time where I watched a little too much porn. I realized, yeah, now I need to chill out. This shit is kind of making me.
So what you
weird.
consider too much porn?
Just shit that's not regular porn. Like you know.
I mean,
what
I'm talking about the frequency though. What do you?
Oh, it was all the time. Like it was I was young too, man. I was young and horny. You know,
Like
what I mean?
every day,
Yeah, I was
once
a
a day?
teenager, so it was like every day, multiple times a day. I was watching
Twice
porn.
a day?
Like to the point where it was like I was like sitting in a random room and be like, yeah, I'm about to go to the bathroom and watch porn. Like I don't even care.
That's
what's
a
going
lot.
on right
That's
now.
a lot. You're not even feeling horny. You're just doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's not, exactly. And it's like not even. It was just like, okay, what the fuck is going on right now? It just hit me in my head. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, I can see where, like I said, maybe somebody doesn't have that and it keeps going. So I
Correct.
think that's a barometer.
That
to show
self-control.
you that,
I don't-
yeah, you got to have self-control. Exactly. That's a great
See,
word for
I don't
what I
understand.
wanted to
Growing
say.
up, we didn't have
Self-control.
internet, so my mom used to have this cable box. I don't know if I said this on the show before, but she had the
Yeah,
cable
yeah,
box,
yeah.
and one day,
Spice Channel.
but yeah, it was a Spice Channel. I'm flicking through the channels and Spice Channel.
See, that's
popped up.
another
Wait
thing
a
that
minute.
trips me
And
out.
my dad was in jail. My mom was at home. It wasn't at home because she was working. So I'm alone watching this
Porn.
porn for hours. I don't even know what's going on. I'm literally like,
But see, that's
6
one
years
channel.
old.
You can't choose the porn you're watching at that age, right? You're
No,
just
no,
watching
you're
whatever's
just
on
watching
TV.
Whatever you have
see a
access
nipple,
to.
you're like, yo, it's time to go
Bro,
in. Like,
2
you know
hours
what I'm
later.
saying?
Only time I've ever been to Europe, I was 19, and I'm the oldest. My sister's 2 years younger, and my brother is 2 years younger than her. And we all get a room in France, and my parents are in another room. One of the most awkward moments in my life is those rooms come with standard, like 2 or 3 channels of porn.
Oh,
And it's just like, whoa,
Hey.
hold the fucking phone. Like, you
Me and
know.
my wife stayed at a hotel in Miami. It's an adults only hotel.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what they have.
My,
there.
my,
Okay.
my sister and my mom just came from Paris, and they said like the men are just like very weird. Just
I heard the
very-
mad up
Paris?
front though, like
yeah,
mad.
they're just the French men are very like just
So
awkward.
just walk up and you're like,
Yo,
see my
mad
dick?
jealous of your mom and Amy to say that shit because that trip, yo, they was
I'm
all over
supposed
the
to be on
world,
that- I was
bro.
supposed to be on that
They
trip,
was
man.
everywhere. I'm looking at that Instagram. I'm like, damn, they was just they in Spain now. They was just
Yeah.
in Paris. The fuck?
We need to do that.
It
Fuck
was
that.
everywhere.
Anyone
That
seen
shit
Don John? The movie with
Yeah, I see Don John.
No.
I mean, I
Who-
said
you
that
saw
way
it?
too fast.
So I haven't seen it, but that addresses what we were talking. That addresses what we're talking about, though, right? This dude's like addicted to porn and fucks
Yeah.
up. his
Oh, is that what it
relationship,
is?
right?
Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
She
I
challenged,
loved it
she
with
challenged
this
him
Was
to
it
stop watching
so
porn.
I never saw. Was it any good?
It is all right. She basically challenged him to stop watching porn.
Yeah.
And then he was so addicted that he would just do it behind her back.
Yeah.
And then when she found out, she ain't fuck with that shit. And she was like,
He
I'm
fucked
out
up Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
She was so bad with that accent.
Nah, she's bad.
That Boston accent or shit she had. I was like, yes.
This is
No, but I know people in real life who not that point has ruined their relationship, but it was an issue. You know, I know this dude specifically who his girl had a real issue with him watching porn. I mean, and at all, like she wanted zero of it. I'm talking to the extreme because she felt like it gives you a non-realistic view on sex and whatnot. Blah blah blah.
I think it
I
do.
guess she had an experience with that before.
I think it do.
But she was kind of over the top with it to me. Like, I mean, going in, like she would he couldn't watch any porn.
Nah,
She
that's-
would. I mean, even like seeing a girl twerk and she'd flip out on him type shit.
That's a little bit
Yeah, it was a
much.
little excessive.
That's
man.
baggage. It sounded like baggage.
Maybe,
from her.
Yeah, yeah.
what
But
I'm
I
saying?
mean, I
Now
just
they're
seen
doing-
porn be an
they're
issue in a
doing-
relationship.
They're doing porn now. There's more nowadays. There's a lot of women directors now. So you see there's a lot of porn out there coming out where it shows more of the women aspect. More
lot
the
more
women would like
artsy.
to see. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
come across a porn, it might show the guy's face too
'Cause
much.
you know what's
and you be like,
funny?
why is they keep showing this man's face?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
Like,
the worst part.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny though? If you ask most women, their preference on porn is going to be to watch other women. They really don't care less to even see the guy because it's just more. I guess it's more a comfortable thing to see. You know what I mean? So I can see why they would have more women directors, maybe to create that atmosphere for women to watch it because it's obviously a male-dominated
Yeah,
fucking
porn-
industry.
Definitely.
Porn
You
at
know
its
what I'm
core is
saying?
very misogynistic in
Yeah.
the fact that it plays to us.
Very
and it
true,
plays to
yeah.
the women.
Yeah, I remember years
At all.
ago, I opened up my iPad and it was just like girls with like machines, and I'm looking at this like, I never looked this up.
I've watched that shit before.
I was like, babe,
What, fucking
you
machine?
watching this?
It's
It
part
was
of the
her
weird
watching
shit
that
I would watch that I made
It's
me
a
feel
girl
like,
playing
why
with
am I
machines.
watching this shit? Yeah.
What a
Well,
machine.
I was always upfront with my, porn. Even when I met my wife, I think the first time she came to my crib, I had porn magazines. Laid out.
Magazines.
Keep it
They
100.
still have porn magazines.
Magazines.
Hey,
It's
Uncle
like,
Black, man, chill out, man. It's Uncle Black, baby. It's Uncle Black.
oh my
I had
god.
Had that shit right on the coffee table.
Nah, for real. I had magazines on the coffee
That's
table.
real.
You know what I'm saying? So she knew from day one that I watch porn. You know what I mean? And she was cool with it. So I'm kind of glad that she understood
Facts.
because it wasn't nothing after that. I didn't have to keep it a secret. She already knew it was
Facts.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
I feel the same way. Like I kind of on the same boat as you. Like my wife doesn't care that I watch porn, and so I'm not gonna lie, that kind of helps because, like I say, I know guys who their wife will like,
right.
yo, they can't even see
can't
it.
accept
I'm
it.
serious.
Have your
Like,
parents?
it's
have
an
your,
issue.
Have your parents ever caught you like
Oh my God.
watching porn?
No, my mom.
my
has
pops
found-
did.
my
Bro,
mom
in
found
the
my DVDs,
dial-up
though.
days?
My pops did once. I was super embarrassed.
Bro.
Damn, dial-up days were the
In the
worst. though.
dial-up
Those were the
days?
worst.
My mom be like, I'm going to the
12 hours.
store. I'm like, I got like.
Shout out to Black Tail.
I got like
He said
20.
you going to the store. I got a good 11 minutes.
Shit. The
Yeah, I used to-
dial-up days were rough times.
Yo, when my
man.
mom,
9 minutes to get on the internet, bro.
Yeah.
My mom bought a printer. When my mom bought a printer, it was a wrap. I was printing out mad. Oh, yo, and I had a
Now the
nice little
secrets come
secret.
out.
I had a nice little secret spot. One day I see my room extra clean. I'm like, oh,
Yo, I'm waiting to find my
stash.
She's like, why the hell's all the ink gone from the printer?
I know you cut it. You been there.
Yeah,
you talked
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
You talked
man.
about it. Now that
No,
you
no,
what you found trying to watch. Yeah,
Yo.
I'm waiting for the day I see my son try and find some porn or watch him finding porn or some shit.
I think it's easy for
Waiting,
kids
yo.
nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
it's
super
super
easy, bro.
Super accessible.
Phones?
I got a 12. I got a
You got
12-year-old. He's already tried searching
Yeah,
that
man,
shit.
he talked about it
and then
before.
he tried to blame it on his friends. Oh, my friends tried to tell me to look this up, and I didn't know what I was looking up. I'm like, all right, I use that excuse too, sir. I'm not that much older than you.
But yeah.
You know who caught me the most? My grandmother.
Oh,
My mom
Yeah,
never
that-
Come on,
They got
Fred.
that
You mad
intuition.
disrespectful,
Yo,
yo.
one time I actually literally
Like I
was
said, where's my platinum?
beating my meat on my grandmother's bed. Just
Yo, you
pants to my knees.
yeah.
We're gonna go to break on that one.
I said pants to his knees.
Listen,
Wildin'.
I'm hearing now. I'm hearing for the vacuum cleaner. I'm hearing the vacuum. So if the vacuum cleaner turns off, I know to stop.
Yo,
It never stopped. And she walked in the room. The vacuum cleaner was still going. I was like, oh shit.
She ain't
Red
stupid, nigga. That's
Savage.
why.
She didn't say nothing though. She
That's a parent thing to
It's
do,
not-
right? Need a vacuum cleaner running and go check on the kids.
What you doing?
Yeah, exactly. But yo, we got to get the break
All
real
right,
quick. That was a
so-
great topic.
All right, so we're gonna play another joint by Red Simpkins. This one is
Yeah.
called the Lucid Dreamer
It's the
intro.
Red
Yeah.
Simpkins
You know what I'm
show
saying?
today, baby.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna check this out and be right back. PRG Podcast.
Just get it.
Let's get it.
I've officially been rhyming over half my life now. Man, this music makes me whole. It consumes my lifestyle. Could probably circumvent the earth with all the words I write down. Didn't reinvent shit, but no one does it like Kyle. Right now, it's feeling like a better time than most. And plus, I'm feeling myself. So excuse me if I boast. Let's make a toast to all the late night sessions that got us here. In early mornings, we woke up to prove we got a pair. Stressed out, thankful that I still got my hair. I see the pain that I caused up in my father's stare. Finally free from my own devices. These days hard work and success are my chosen vices. Coming for the crown, but not just any throne suffices. I get to live out any story I want when I close my eyelids. These visions in my head are of the Bob Ross variety, mixed with the mindset of a mob boss society. I share them with the world, but still know that they're proprietary. Don't bite what you know you can't chew. This lives inside of me. It's a gift and a curse. I learned to live with it first by not ignoring my problems. Instead, I spit them in verse. There's something about putting them down on the page that's therapeutic. Man, I highly recommend that shit. If you scared to do it, I was you, kid. But then I overcame, found a purpose in sharing my truths and growing pains. And I strayed, thinking success was in other lanes. But now my steering wheel is stuck, I swear on my mother's name. I got no time to waste, sense of urgency's real and I'm feeling the effects. So many forks in the road, man, I'm trying to do right, but I keep on making these lefts. Follow these checks, but I don't need them. Take my money and invest in my own freedom. So my music is mine, and every sense this is bigger than me. It lives on even when I stop breathing. I got that soulful flow, and I'm a full control. I'm like the poster boy for new life. Are they thinking I'm old and cold from the open road? And guess what, motherfucker, you right. What's the matter though? Look the bull in the eyes like I'm at it though. Most quit when the shit's not adding up. Fuck a leap of faith, I need a catapult. Straight to the deep my sleep, I'll be ripping these flows. I don't plan on stopping this lifetime, so you better get used to me still in the show. Let's go. I could fall asleep for 4 days, clocking to my dreams like here we go. I get high off of counting these sheep, got me in the days thinking I'm a hero. I said I could fall asleep for 4 days, clocking to my dreams like here we go. I get high off of counting these sheep, got me in the days thinking I'm a hero. I could fall asleep for 4 days, clocking to my dreams like here we go. I get high off of counting these sheep, got me in the days thinking I'm a hero. I said I could fall asleep for 4 days, clocking to my dreams like here we go. I get high off of counting these sheep, got me in the days thinking I'm a hero. I could fall asleep for 4 days, clocking to my dreams like here we go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the
high off of
PRG
counting
podcast.
these
Hope you enjoyed
sheep,
them
got me
tunes,
in
man.
the
No doubt.
days thinking I'm
We had that
a
Red
hero.
Simpkins joint, the Lucid Dreamer intro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Feeling that. Fire. Fuego.
Thank you.
Always
Thank you.
fire, always fuego
You know
from
what I'm
Red
saying?
Simpkins, yo. So speaking of fire, fuego
You know what I mean?
comes from that is that smoke,
That
baby.
smoke. That smoky
Free
smoke.
smoke, free
So
smoke.
you know, me and Fred drove and had a little I guess we want to set up a debate about Mayweather. You know, we have a group chat amongst us to do things with the show and to talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I use the group chat to talk some shit
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
they ain't got nowhere else to talk shit all
Yeah.
the time. But so you know, we was in there and we had a Mayweather debate, sparked by Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor got arrested again in Miami for like
Trash.
slapping somebody's phone or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah, he just be
Damage
out here
somebody's
thugging all the way. He
Doing the
really be
most.
thugging. Like he just be fucking people up.
I don't know if you saw the
outside the
video. It looked like a
ring.
damn temper tantrum, man. That shit.
Did you see the video when he like
Yeah.
slapped the dude's phone?
Stomped it? Like, I don't know, bro. It just, I don't know what happened right before it because it's
That's
a really
extra.
short
He might
video.
have been in a
But
bad mood or something. I don't know, but still, you don't do something like that. That's just
Yeah.
crazy. But I don't know. Anyway, so that sparked it, right? Because you know, Conor McGregor gets in jail again. He's in some shit again. And
wait, he went to
Fred-
jail for that?
Yeah, he did. He got arrested
Yeah.
for that. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
That's
Wow.
because yo, that's an iPhone. This is $1,000 phone.
I don't know why.
That's
Break
a
my
felony.
phone.
That's a
I
felony.
got you.
Yeah, that's a
I got you.
felony. If you break my phone, that's a
I got
felony.
you.
So that's just how it goes.
Man.
But yeah, so Fred said, you know, it's a Mayweather curse. I'm like, what Mayweather curse? What you mean? He said everybody who deals with Mayweather, or you know, for the most part, has a bunch of bad, crazy shit happen to them.
It's like you got to think about it. It's kind of like how when people win the lottery,
Yeah, the lottery curse, right?
lottery curse. It's the same thing as the Mayweather curse. People get all this money, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to act with it. And I feel like that is the Mayweather curse. And every fighter that he fights, not everybody, most of the fighters end up getting that curse where they end up in jail. They either give it all up, get lazy, get fat, and just fucking say, oh, whatever.
So what? I mean, what fighters we talking about?
We're talking about what's this, CC? Now you killing me.
Nah, I ain't killing you. You asked for this
Yo.
smoke, baby.
But what's his name? The one that almost the recent
ready.
fight.
Japanese guy?
Marquez. What's his name?
Marcos Maidana.
Yeah, Marcus Maidana. You see how heavy he is and how big he got?
Yeah,
Guy
he retired.
He looks nuts. No, he didn't retire, man. It was
You have one fight with
He
Mayweather.
did
you
retire. He
retire.
retired and moved back to Colombia, and he's living a great life. That's actually part of my point. Is Marcos Maidana? Marcos Maidana received the largest payday of his life when he fought Floyd Mayweather, as did every single other fighter who fought Mayweather except for one, which I'll get into that.
Okay.
But Marcos Maidana, he even got, this is the crazy thing about Marcos Maidana. The first fight that they had, he got a $4 million payday, which was by far his largest payday. That night of the fight, Mayweather gave him $1.5 million in cash to not wear a certain pair of gloves.
What?
This is a fact. His trainer, Robert Garcia, told the entire story. I've seen it told more than once.
That's crazy.
This is a fact. Mayweather did not want Maidana to wear a certain pair of gloves.
Give him more of an advantage.
The
or
boxing,
something?
yeah, he said the gloves weren't padded the way they were supposed to be.
I remember
The
that
WBC
controversy.
said they were fine. He can
Okay.
fight with them.
Okay.
Mayweather then said, listen, I will pay you to not wear those gloves.
Wow.
So they told him,
1.5?
give us $1.5 million. Mayweather said, no, I'll give you $750K. They said, listen, we will not fight then. Period. And Mayweather's like, how you not gonna fight? This is the biggest payday of your life. I don't give a shit. We got money. We're not gonna fight you. We're not gonna fight unless you pay us $1.5 million. Mayweather gave them $1.5 million in cash that night.
Before the fight.
Before the fight.
don't even matter.
Yo, Robert Garcia said literally they were announcing the ring walk
When they sent the
when
money?
they gave him the money, when they sent the money over, because that's how serious they were about not fighting. And my whole point in saying all that is to say Marcos Maidana received a ridiculous amount of money. He retired. He's living in Colombia, living a great fucking life. His trainer, Robert Garcia, took his 10% of that massive amount of money and invested it into his business. And now if you see Robert Garcia, he's the #1 trainer in all of boxing.
Wow.
Tomorrow night, his younger brother has the biggest fight in all of boxing of this year. Just
So
a
he
little
came
Mayweather
up.
effect. Just a little Mayweather effect.
Another guy, Victor Ortiz.
What's wrong with Victor Ortiz?
He's got arrested the other day. He's like a bum now. Didn't he got a domestic?
No, he's got some
dispute?
sexual assault charges.
Yeah,
right now.
sexual
Yeah.
assault. Mayweather curse, man.
Nah.
Mayweather curse, man.
How's
Okay.
that okay, well, he fought Mayweather when?
It's like a basketball game.
No, I'm just saying, when
Back
did he
and
fight
forth.
Mayweather?
It was like 2011, 2012?
No, it was like 2013, 20. Yeah, it was years ago. It was six years ago, right? And since then, Victor Ortiz has done a lot. He's won a title
Quick
since
question.
then. Go ahead.
The guy you said before, they got
Marcos
the $4 million and got paid. What was his like average payday before that?
I think the most he had ever got paid was $500,000 before that. For a fight.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah. He got $4 million in one night to fight. Floyd
So
Mayweather.
man,
The
I'm
first
not,
fight,
I'm
they
not
fought
trying
twice.
to jump in the debate, but
Go ahead.
I kind of got to side with like these motherfuckers are getting the biggest opportunity and the biggest payday of their career, and then they get beat because obviously Floyd hasn't lost. Correct?
Yeah, never. No.
So mentally, if they realize they're never going to be champion, and then they just got paid like that, it sucks to say it, but I feel like the mentality is also like, you know what? I kind of just got what I've been working for my whole career.
That's almost like they championship.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that, but
to get beat.
the only reason I
Yeah.
have to disagree with that because in boxing there's more than one champion at every weight class. So if
Oh,
you
there
lose to
is?
Floyd, yeah.
All right, I'm not
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
hip to
yeah,
it.
no, I know, yeah, it's cool. But that's why I was just saying, like, there's more than one champion in every weight class in boxing. So, and that's one thing I get mad about in boxing.
So if you
honestly. There should be one
give me
champion.
the Cliff's notes on that. How does that work?
Well,
how do they?
there is multiple boxing commissions. There's
Okay.
the WBC, the WBA, the IBO, IBF, IBA.
And there's a
many
champion for
different boxing-
each one
yeah,
of those?
Each boxing commission, they
It's an
sanction
alphabet.
certain fights.
What is
can't-
considered top notch though?
what do
Like
you-
Premier
the
League
best
soccer.
one is WBC. Yeah, if
WBC.
you have that green
So-
and gold belt, the WBC belt, that is the ultimate
Okay.
belt. That's the number
Okay.
one belt. There's many. I mean, and there's even the NABF, and there's
I had no
all
idea,
type
man.
of little
That's
shit,
wild.
man. Yeah,
The 950 entertainment belt.
yeah.
Might as
No,
well-
facts.
you know what
We
I'm saying?
could,
Might as well
be a
come out with that.
boxing commission. No,
You
real
know what I
shit.
mean?
We could create a boxing commission and have people fight in our sanction. It's just like if there was let's say there's an NBA and an ABA and all these different basketball leagues, right? And the Golden State Warriors were a team who won championships in all these different leagues. Not just the one. They had won championships in all these different leagues. That's Floyd Mayweather. He was a guy who went to every commission
Right.
in multiple weight classes. That's what made great fighters, like Manny Pacquiao,
Right.
who's another guy who got his biggest payday fighting Floyd Mayweather. Back to the debate. No, I just feel like
See how he snuck that
Mayweather's.
in
No, I'm
there?
serious. Mayweather's the golden goose. Manny Pacquiao made $80 million to fight Mayweather. He's never
80?
made that amount of money ever in his life. Conor McGregor made $97 million to fight Mayweather.
Yo,
Never
these
made any
cats is
kind of money
baking
in his
like
life,
that?
right? Yeah, so everybody who fought Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, an $8 million payday in one night. That's the biggest payday he's ever had.
So hold on.
Oscar De La Hoya, real quick. Oscar De La
Yeah.
Hoya, the golden boy of boxing, right?
Uh-huh.
Largest payday was against who? Floyd Money Mayweather.
Damn.
But then they found him in lingerie, women lingerie.
That was before that.
Mayweather.
That was before that.
Hold on.
That was before that.
That wasn't.
Who was in lingerie?
Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya's
my
in lingerie.
God,
See the
bro.
picture?
I didn't
That was
know that.
before that.
I have not
with
seen
the
the
makeup.
pictures, man.
I
Makeup
didn't
and
know that.
everything.
Makeup and a
Yo,
wig
so
on.
quick
I
question.
think I got a filter. on my
How?
phone.
I understand. I'm guessing this last guy who made $4 million is not as popular as obviously Conor or
Yeah.
Pacquiao. But how does it drop off that much? Why does Mayweather take that fight? Does someone that was only willing to take $4 million after they just paid $97 million to Conor?
Oh, but these were before Conor. Now the thing with Floyd was
The one with the gloves was before all that.
Yeah, way
Oh, I
before
thought this
Conor.
was. I thought you said that was his latest.
no, his
fight.
last fight was the guy Tension in Tokyo. But yeah, technically his
Yes,
last fight
yes.
was Conor McGregor.
What was the deal with that?
He
How
made
did that?
$9 million to fight that guy for like.
But was that like? I
Yeah.
mean, that was practically just like promo or some shit.
Let me see that,
Basically,
bro. Let me
yo,
see.
you stupid. You show
My
me Oscar De La
eyes,
Hoya
yo.
pictures.
Oscar De La Hoya, yeah.
Bleeding, bro.
Pete De La Hoya, man, yeah, he wildin', man.
What in
But-
the fuck?
That's what I'm saying,
But
bro.
so, no,
golden
for real,
boy.
he wildin'. That's the golden boy. He wildin'. But
Dude, he's got
so
the wig
so
and
you know,
golden girls, huh?
listen. My point is, you know,
Wilding right now, bro.
everybody who fought Floyd, the main thing is they received their largest
what I'm saying.
paydays, right? That's a oh, this guy. Oh man. Hold on, bro. We about to take a break in a minute. Goddamn. Everybody who
Rolling
fought
down
Floyd
the
received their
street
largest
with my-
payday, right? And the only guy who didn't receive their largest payday when he fought Floyd Mayweather is Canelo Alvarez. But what happened after he fought Floyd?
He
The
started
torch
this in a
was
lot of ways.
passed. Yeah, the torch was passed.
Mhm.
Canelo is now the largest star in boxing. He just made $50 million to fight Triple G, and then he signed the largest deal
He should've
in
never fought.
sports history.
I feel like Canelo never should have fought Mayweather.
He became a superstar after that. Who was
what?
Canelo
You're
before
right.
that? Who knew Canelo before that?
You're right.
Come on, I mean, nobody knew Canelo before that unless you was a hardcore boxing fan.
I think
Or
you're
you
right.
was Mexican because you watched about your grandfather knew who Canelo was since he. Come on, you know what I mean? That's how you knew Canelo. Same way I knew Canelo because I love boxing.
What's that deal you're talking about?
He signed a deal with the Zone, the same app I was just watching the fight on. It's a 11 fight, $367 million deal.
Holy
So that's larger than Bryce Harper, who
he's
just signed
fighting
$333 million.
Is that
in
the
MLB.
first time a boxer has been signed in that like format?
Yeah, that's new. That's
to like
new.
an extended amount of fights?
Yeah. Floyd never signed a type of deal like that.
Everybody's watching on that now. Now that HBO no longer does the boxing anymore.
Yeah,
now
It's just like this. The
Hey,
one
why did
stop
HBO
streaming
die?
site?
Why did they?
Floyd Mayweather left.
Oh,
Floyd Mayweather left HBO and they died. They
Mayweather
went to
cursed.
shit. They
Mayweather
went to
cursed.
shit. No, because he left.
Mayweather cursed.
When he was there, they were the best. When he left, they went to shit. I'm telling you, anything Mayweather touches turns to gold. Conor McGregor could never have made that. The UFC couldn't have made. You know, the UFC got 50% of Conor McGregor's check. They could never make that amount of money in one night.
Wait,
if it wasn't for
off
Floyd
the Mayweather
Mayweather
fight?
Yes.
They made money off of that?
Of course, Conor McGregor is a UFC fighter, period. He is
he's
signed to UFC, and that's an exclusive deal. The only reason he was able to fight Floyd Mayweather is because Dana White was his promoter of the UFC, and they received 50% of his check, which I don't know how that went through
that's
because
wild.
under
They
the,
raped him.
there's a Muhammad Ali act in boxing. I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically,
Mm-hmm.
a promoter can only take a certain amount of money, and your manager can only take a certain amount of money. And you can't. A promoter can't be a manager. They can't be the two. One person can't do both. You have to have separate people.
Okay.
So how they were able to take 50% of his purse in boxing, I don't fucking know, but they did it.
That's
And my
wild.
point is,
Maybe
Mayweather,
it was a
gold.
Maybe it was a loophole because it's UFC and not boxing.
I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
But it was a boxing match. But you're right though. I see what you know. You're like, okay, my bad.
Yeah, when the lawyers
isn't-
get involved, though, they start going
UFC
through the
isn't federally
verbiage.
like watched, and that's why Dana White's able to rob those people, which is sad.
That's
but
nuts.
anything Mayweather touches turns to gold. I don't see. I mean, Conor McGregor is getting in trouble, but he got in trouble before he fought Mayweather. He's taken a loss, but he lost before he ever fought Floyd Mayweather. If anything, because he fought Floyd Mayweather now, he doesn't have to fight. Like it's that's why he was out of the ring so long. Okay, I keep burping. Marcos McDonald, like I say, retired, living life great. Andre Berto cashed out $5 million fight. Good. You know what I mean? I watched this little thing on Netflix where he was on there buying houses and doing real estate and doing his thing. Even people who fight under him, look at Tank Davis. Tank Davis was nobody. Nobody knew who this kid was. He signed with Floyd Mayweather. He's one of the hottest stars in boxing. He's making $1 million paydays, on every fight. I just feel like everybody who comes around Mayweather is gold. Like I say, for a fact, every fighter who has fought Mayweather outside of Canelo has received their largest payday ever. That trickles down to their trainers, to their cutmen. Like I say, Robert Garcia was the trainer of Marcos Maidana in that fight. I've watched the videos of him and listened to the phone interviews on the people I deal with in the boxing industry how he said he took that money and invested that into buying houses in Riverview, California, and makes enough money.
Maidana?
Yeah, no, his trainer.
Oh, his trainer.
His trainer, Robert Garcia. He gets 10% of the check.
Yeah.
So he gets 10% of that $4 million. That's $400K, and he gets 10% of that 1.5 cash. And maybe he got more than that. I don't know.
What the cut man get? Jeez, I want to become a cut man.
No, I'm
man.
telling you, bro. He made close to $1 million that night. You know what I'm saying? He took that money and invested it into houses, into real estate, to where he literally said his own mouth, I don't even have to do boxing now. I don't have to train anybody. I don't have to do nothing. I do this now because I love it. I make enough money off
That's
my real
what it is.
estate to be good. You know what I mean? From Floyd Mayweather.
And the Mayweather curse. Stop it.
So
I just don't see a Mayweather curse. I'm sorry.
what do you think Floyd Mayweather's net worth is, according to Celebrity Net Worth?
Shit, I don't know.
Give a
800
guess.
million.
750.
750,
Some stupid
800.
800.
What about you, Fred? You taking too long, Red?
I'm gonna say 575 million.
Wow, so specific.
Price is right, right? The price is right.
$1, Bob.
700.
$1.
700 million.
On the dot. Fred Focus. $700 million
Oh.
is his net worth. With that being
up
said, I
play
totally
numbers.
agree with Keem. Where every person he comes in contact with, they get a fucking payday. Just like you said.
And that goes off
Dana
what
White
he
ain't paying
owns,
shit.
right?
Golden Goose.
That goes off that number goes off what they own, right?
Mm.
I
Yeah,
believe.
that
yeah.
number's really not.
I mean,
Assets
it's
included, you're saying?
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
but
that's
that's
all that-
liquid and physical assets and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I think personally, you fight Floyd Mayweather.
Oh yeah.
It's a fucking that's the hitting the lotto. That is literally hitting the lotto.
Whatever happened to that Chinese kid? Well, I don't know if he's Chinese, the Asian kid over there in
Attention.
Oh yeah, he got about 800 million.
He's supposed to
euros.
fight Tank.
I mean,
He's supposed to fight Tank Davis, Devontae
wrong
Davis.
currency.
Really?
Same shit, like an exhibition match. And that's just crazy because that's literally just a bunch of Japanese billionaires
Yeah.
that pay out of pocket cash for that's their entertainment.
Wow,
That's what it was. Floyd Mayweather got paid $9 million to do. It was supposed to be 3 rounds, 3 minutes sparring, but you seen what happened. He knocked the dude out in the first round.
But I didn't even
$9 million.
I didn't even. It's sparring. It wasn't even supposed to be like a full-on fight.
No, it was supposed to be like sparring. Just go out there and
Oh
what I mean,
my
whatever.
God.
Just get it in for their entertainment.
Wow.
These guys are so filthy rich. And that type of shit, I didn't even know that type of shit happened until I heard Tyson Fury talking about after he beat Vladimir Klitschko, there was some Russian billionaires that approached them and said, "Hey, we want to have y'all fight, but privately, just for us to watch, and we'll pay y'all whatever you want." He said it was supposed to be on a cruise ship and everything, like some crazy shit. He said it was dudes from Dubai that was gonna come in. Yeah, like they offered them that, and he was like, "No, what the fuck? I'm not doing that shit." Like, what I mean? I fight for different reasons, but yeah. So that's that was our debate on, I guess, Mayweather, right? Mayweather, what he touches turns to gold. My thing is everybody he's ever fought received the biggest payday. That trickles down to the trainers, to the family, and then most of these people go on to retire and live great. They go on to take that amount of money and open businesses. They start real estate. They buy houses. They do things that they were never able to do if it wasn't for Mayweather, putting them on a platform that they could never have and making this amount of money
You think he
because
fights
he gets
again?
that money. Who, Mayweather?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever. Not that he'll ever stop, but I think he'll. He keeps himself in shape, which is a fact. He trains till this day as if he's a fighter, and he doesn't fight. So he keeps himself in shape.
Him
And
and
at the end of the
Pacquiao
day,
been up in
people
there.
will forever watch Mayweather.
The Pacquiao and him again, part 2 is has been up in there lately.
I don't-
It'll be part 3.
I don't wanna
Did they
see
fight
that,
twice.
though.
No, they fought once.
Once,
That'll be the second fight. But
I don't know if I would watch that though.
I'm not interested.
I
in
would
that.
watch it because I watch every fucking thing, bro. So I'm not the person to ask if I would watch. I'm gonna watch boxing regardless. But I don't think it'd be a good fight. I honestly, at this point, I watched them fight the first time. I know what it would be like. You know what I mean? And I know there's no need for me to watch that again. But
I mean, but the way that you describe it, it seems like at one point Floyd Mayweather knew his worth, and he knew that if I box so and so, they're gonna get paid out of that.
Oh, definitely.
So at one point, and since you're a heavy boxing fan, so you study that shit way more than I do. So at what point in Floyd Mayweather's career that you can honestly say that he was like, all right, I'm not doing this for I'm not doing this for recognition anymore. I'm doing this for a check. This is a straight business.
after the Oscar De La Hoya fight, he changed his name to from Pretty Boy Floyd to Floyd Money Mayweather. And that's when he did his first retirement. When he left HBO and he got with Al Heyman, and that's when they flipped the boxing game on his head. Him and Al Heyman got together and changed the whole game up, and that's when he came out with the Money Team, TMT Promotions. He was the first boxer to have his own promotion company, be his own promoter, and Al Heyman was his manager, aka the guy who had the TV slots.
Right.
Basically, they put boxing to where Al Heyman makes his money on getting the TV slots and all the TV money, and Floyd Mayweather makes his money on the back end for the liquor promotions, the ticket sales, all the promotion of the fight, which is any sort of sponsors, anything, and that's how
crazy.
they flip the game on his head. And I say that because
He ends up-
everybody
he
you
ends up
see
winning
now,
in that deal anyway. 'cause
not
he makes
everybody.
more money.
Yeah.
off
He
of
did
that.
way more money. That's how he started getting 30, 40, $50 million paydays. You know what I'm saying? But I say that they flipped it on his head because no fighters back in the day were their own promoters. No,
Right.
Almost every fighter nowadays is their own promoter, and they deal with Al Heyman as their manager. You know, there are still a lot of guys signing promoters, but it's not
dope
like
that-
it used to be.
It's dope that everybody's like progressing now. They're not becoming a slave to the sport.
Yeah, exactly.
anymore.
Do
I
their
kinda
own
like
thing.
that.
It's like LeBron James in basketball. Like basketball
Yeah.
players now have they
He's trying to own
control
his
it.
own team.
They can-
He's
they
talking
can-
about owning his own team when he's
But
done
just
with basketball.
players being able to have leverage now, like you know what I
Right.
mean, teams knowing that guys will leave. They don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
about
Yeah.
all this loyalty. I drafted you. I'm from
That's
here.
what I'm
They don't
saying.
give
It's a
fuck about that
business.
shit
Right,
no
it's
more.
a
Yeah,
business,
It's
man.
a business. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck though.
Hey.
Did y'all know that LeBron A&R'd
2 Chainz
on
album.
2
2 Chainz
Chainz
album.
new album?
Yeah.
I mean,
He was
what
Two
does
Chainz
that
talked
mean?
about that on.
What does that mean?
Right.
Two Chainz talked
What-
about it on. He was on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
And I listened
Okay.
to it, and he said that he brought LeBron in because of the fact that his album was called "Rapper Go to the League."
Yeah.
Right.
So
right,
why
right.
not bring LeBron James in, who's a guy who grew up in the inner city, you know what I'm saying, and took the league route,
Right.
and have his perspective, have him in the studio. And he said also because of the fact that every week you see LeBron James listening to the latest hip
He
hop
got an
on
ear.
IG.
Right.
He got an ear.
Yeah,
for
he's
stuff.
got an ear for music, you know what I'm saying? So why
Yeah.
not have him in the studio for that natural, that organic, he literally said that, for that organic experience of we both grew up in the hood. I
Right.
took one route, you took another route. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put out this type of music and that type of, and Shannon Sharp had asked him too. I appreciate it because he asked him, did he have any say so? And 2 Chainz said, no, I think that this is my project. I
Okay.
have final say so, but I'm gonna take into account what he says. I'm gonna
He was
take
giving
his
input and
organic-
stuff,
yeah,
right?
His organic input on
Yeah.
how he feels about my music. You know what I'm saying?
So who has listened to Rapper Go to the League?
I did.
numerous times.
I listened
I ain't
part
going
of it.
front.
Listen part of it.
I wasn't feeling it like I was feeling what Pretty Girls Love Trap Music.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? The
that
album
shit was
before.
dope. Pretty Girls
That
Love
shit
Trap
was
music was
that shit
hard.
is fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but I don't think that this latest album
I would agree with that.
is fire as the previous release.
Yeah, he got a good 3 or 4 solid tracks in there that I play on, repeat. But
Yeah, he got good songs,
Yeah.
but Pretty Girls Love Trap Music got fire on
Oh,
it.
y'all know
Bro.
what's crazy? I heard Odell Beckham was listening to that shit in Cleveland.
Speaking of Odell Beckham,
That's amazing. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad.
speaking of
Fuck,
that,
you is not glad, bro.
glad.
Get out. Y'all is gonna be so
That's
sorry.
so
bro.
hurt.
Fred, stop lying.
Listen,
Sounds so
listen,
hurt.
listen.
I'm glad
let's
he
segue
gone.
to the NFL. real
Listen,
fast.
listen,
Stop
listen.
lying right now, please.
Oh, please, man. I'm telling you, high-paid diva wide receivers don't win Super Bowls ever.
So
It's
rare.
Eli Manning doesn't either.
Where
Not
all you
anymore.
need is a good offensive, defensive line and a decent fucking running back. That's
Oh,
really all you need.
Bullshit. Name it.
A quarterback too is important too.
Okay, thank you. You said that,
More
because I'm about to
important than
say-
a running back. More important than a running back.
What team with a good line and a running back is
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
one of
yeah. I'll
fucking
take that
Super
back.
Bowl? No, it's Tom Brady winning all the damn Super Bowls
Yeah.
with no receivers.
Exactly.
And nobody.
If you got a
except Tom
good,
Brady
if you
and
got a
Bill
good,
Belichick.
if you got a good quarterback, he's gonna get it to you. No matter how trash you are. Like
My
to be
point.
honest.
So why get rid of y'all best player? Why pay him all this money
Exactly.
to get rid of him?
I don't know, bro.
I'm gonna be real. Okay, let me be serious. I talk a lot of shit because I like to make fun of Giants fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in all seriousness, Odell should have been gone. Y'all should have never paid him.
I said this.
At the end of the day, like you said,
Mhm.
wide receivers don't win Super Bowls unless you're Michael Irvin and
they
Jerry
sell
Rice.
jerseys.
Period. Yeah.
That's all
Randy
they do.
Moss didn't win shit.
T.O. won a cut. Didn't he?
T.O. didn't win shit.
He never won a chip.
Chad Johnson never won shit.
Yeah, but he changed his name though, so that counts for
But,
something.
but give me, I'm serious. Who? Larry Fitzgerald? Did the Cardinals win?
I don't think so.
No,
Nah, they went
Larry
to the Super
Fitzgerald
Bowl.
lost. They went and lost to the Steelers.
They
I
almost
think
won.
Marvin Harrison won Peyton Manning. He was
Oh,
he
yeah.
was a big time receiver.
Yeah.
Like I said,
But that's
Jerry
a good
Rice, Michael
question.
Irvin. Who else? Nobody, right?
But how long ago was
Michael
that?
Irvin won.
And it was a
Jerry
different
Rice
game.
won.
Long time ago.
And it was
Yeah,
a different game back when
Yeah.
Jerry Rice played too. It's a
And
different
also,
game now.
and also, like Michael Irvin had Emmitt Smith in the back.
It wasn't just and Troy Aikman.
Yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
just one
So
person.
and that's my point. Why that my bigger thing is really to make fun of the Giants as an organization. To be honest with you, I'm serious because why would you go draft a great running back?
Mm-hmm.
My idea is you have a wideout that's a problem. Everybody knows that he cannot be single covered.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You get a dynamic running back, right? Now now you're working with something because
Now it's pick your poison.
Yeah, because if you just have a good running back, you pack the box.
Right.
You shut them down. Running backs have
Right.
a short career. That's a fact. Look at the statistics on who's led rushing over all these years. Running backs will have one good year, maybe two, unless you're Adrian Peterson. You're an exception to the rule. Look at Chris Johnson. What, 2-3 good years? He had a 2,000-yard rushing season, and then what? He's out of the picture. Arian Foster had a great year. Then what? He's out of the picture. So running backs don't do it unless you have that combo. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't understand why the Giants. Real quick, I just don't understand why the Giants pay him all this money, go get a running back, make it look like you're developing your team around your star player, and then you trade him
Right.
for next to nothing.
I mean, I think
For a
they
ham
knew.
and cheese sandwich?
Well, we got a couple draft picks. I know it's
You
up
don't
in the
sound too
air.
confident, bro. You don't sound too confident.
Couple draft picks. What does that mean?
Couple
bro? Come
draft
on.
picks and
Keep it a
safety.
buck.
These draft picks, we can actually get a good offensive defensive line because our
How many draft picks you got?
2 out of it.
No, 3. We got 3.
You got 2 draft
Three?
picks. You got 2 draft picks. A first and a third rounder.
Yeah, that's what I.
And then you
understood.
got a player.
Yeah, safety.
So you got 2 picks. So the best you could do is get 2 linemen.
I thought it was 3 picks.
Honestly, I
You
think
got a
that
first rounder, a third rounder, and you got a safety.
they need to work on getting a quarterback. They should have been doing this.
Nah. Well,
What are you gonna do?
But keep Eli.
Eli.
quarterback is good, man.
What?
Wow.
What?
Son, Eli is
All
done.
you need is a good offensive line for
Course,
Eli, man.
Eli is done, bro.
That's it.
Eli's been done
gotta
years
give
ago.
him time.
Why is your offensive line bad? Tell me why your offensive line is bad.
We're just trash. You let everybody go through.
I mean,
Bullshit.
bro, it's arguable.
Look at the stats. Tom Brady got hit more than Eli Manning. Tom Brady got rushed more than Eli Manning. He won a Super Bowl. That is a fact.
I mean, it's arguable that the catch that ODB made, that circus catch, was because Eli ain't giving the
He
ball
can't
on the
fucking
money.
throw.
You know what I'm
Nigga
saying?
had to catch the ball off his helmet
Somebody
in the Super
said
Bowl
that
because Eli can't
We
fucking
win
throw.
Super Bowls, man.
That's
Man,
better.
but what was the last time y'all teams won Super Bowls? though?
Super Bowl, we just won one, baby.
Besides that,
Fuck out of here.
Besides that,
I'm not talking about old shit. Them Super Bowls was flukes to me, I think.
flukes.
Extra flukes, man.
Because both of them
Ball off
was
the
one of
helmet, bruh.
them catches on the helmet, them bullshit catches. The dude that made the catch ain't even in the league no more.
Man, nigga, trash.
David
man. That shit
Tyree
was
ain't even in the league no more.
Cinderella story, man. Please.
Bro, funny story about the night with that catch when the Giants won
Uh-huh.
is I was at a buddy's place and the other dude was hardcore Patriots.
Uh-oh.
And I witnessed this dude
Crumble.
punch through his wooden fence in the back and just snap his arm.
Oh,
Just snap it.
played
So
himself.
pissed, he just went back and he was like,
He played himself.
boom. And
He
he
played
immediately
himself.
was just like, fuck. I don't have insurance. I don't
Damn. Reality
Just
smacked him
funny
in the
side
face.
note on that because I remember that night being
That's
like,
hilarious. That
holy
sounds like some
shit.
Patriots fan shit, too, right? Some extra Boston shit.
Man, I'm a Seahawks fan, so I'm not too big on the
You
Patriots
a Washington
myself.
dude, then, huh? You like the Seahawks?
Washington,
and shit?
Yeah,
For real.
Sonics, they don't even fucking exist
So you
anymore.
like OKC then?
Yeah, I like OKC.
Dope,
Okay.
dope.
OKC.
Funny, that was my
But,
son's favorite team, man.
man.
Sean Kemp back in the day.
Absolutely.
They're talking about bringing
I
it back.
went-
Though, see it back.
They
though,
need
see it
to,
back.
They
man.
should. That's
They need to.
original.
I went to Gary Payton basketball camp as a kid.
Oh,
That shit was wild.
That's fire.
Funny
Dope.
story about that was the whole week he'd pop in and be like, "Oh, you do well." He'd have just like a pocket full of autographed cards. Be like, "Yo, man, you're doing great." And give you like one, and they're all like beat up from his pocket and shit. But you're
Oh,
like,
shit. They all
"Yes."
sweaty.
But,
Everything to you,
yeah.
right? You're like, "Ah."
But the whole week he'd be like, "No cursing, no trash talk, no nothing." This
No
dude's like the
trash
biggest.
talk.
Gary
That's what I'm
Payton.
saying.
But we're all kids, and
That's
we paid
crazy.
like our parents paid way too
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for us to go to
hell
this
yeah.
shit.
Right.
So like it's like, yo, you got to be a role model. Blah, 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 blah. You can't say shit. If you do, you're sitting out scrimmages in the afternoon, and obviously you do all the
Yeah,
drills
you
all
want a
day.
scrimmage.
Right, you want
Hell
to-
yeah.
Scrimmages are
Right.
where you have all your fun, you get to show out and shit.
Right.
I respect
So
that.
the
though.
last day, he brings in Jason Kidd,
Oh, shit.
who's a rookie at the time, I think, for the
Oh,
Mavericks,
okay.
because they grew up in Oakland together, and then Brian Shaw,
Okay.
who at the time I
Dope.
think
Lakers.
was on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they scrimmage against the counselors.
Oh.
And at this point, the rest of the camp's over, right? They've already done like the awards and shit. We're not doing shit.
Mhm.
We're just, this is just like an expo for us. And no joke, like 2 minutes into it, Gary's just like, yo, fuck
Selling
this.
out.
Yo, man,
Yeah,
fucking set a screen, motherfucker. Like, yo, wait a minute. And we're all like,
Oh,
oh my God, we've been getting sat out all week for this shit. And this motherfucker's crazy. And Gary didn't give it. He just like
True
turned
shit
it on.
talker, yeah.
Like, man, fucking run it. And then, dude, we're talking about like a scrimmage
That's
against
hilarious.
counselors.
That
So
competitiveness,
yeah,
right?
it was dope, man. Growing up then, and then
That's a dope experience, though.
No doubt.
preseason Sonics would play at like the local. They do like an exhibition at the local junior college every year for like probably $10. You go in and see Kemp,
Dope.
Peyton, Detlef Shrimp.
But they were
Wow.
still building at that
Yeah.
time, so I can see why they were doing stuff.
So
like
it was
that.
wild.
Damn,
That and the
Detlef Shrimp,
Mariners.
boy, that
Detlef
man can
Shrimp,
shoot,
the worst
boy.
name ever.
Like that.
Yes,
Ah,
Detlef
that's
Shrimp.
crazy. I forgot
What was
about
that,
him.
NBA Live 99 or some old shit like that.
He was on Jam too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jam,
bro.
He was on
probably.
Jam.
That sounds like the worst 2 for 20 at Red Lobster.
I showed my son
Detlef Shrimp.
highlights.
Hey, keep them coming.
If you get some of them Detlef Shrimp, bro.
All right. I think we're running out of time, though. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
I hate
think
to
we
shut
ran
this
out of time.
down.
Damn,
You know
it's
what
a
I
great
mean?
sports topic.
You know
I
what I
was
mean?
just gonna talk about how I went to the Vince Carter camp and Lil Bow Wow was there,
Ooh.
and
What?
I packed
Young
him.
shot him out.
And you packed
I
Lil,
packed Lil Bow Wow.
Oh,
I was
man.
hyped when I was a kid. I
Yo,
was
you know
like,
what's funny? I
talking about that
I
shit for
never went
weeks.
to none of them camps, bro.
For real?
It's a shame.
I
All
got-
the basketball I played in my life, I never went to none of them type of camps.
My mom was a nurse at the time, and she was nursing one of the coaches like from the Toronto's like grandmother, and he was like, "Yo, bring him in for free," and that was
That's what's up.
expensive ass camp. Too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and she got me in there.
Yeah.
badass.
Well, let's take a break. We'll be back.
But we're going to shut it down.
Are we gonna shut it down?
Yeah, that's the third topic. Or we gonna
Was that the
come
third
back?
topic?
Yeah,
I be
that was.
forgetting, bro. I'd be
There's so
ready
much
to
to
go
talk
all
about.
day,
Tangents,
all
man,
night.
tangents.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But okay, yeah, we'll shut it down, man.
You know
I
what I'm
guess.
saying? I want to thank my man Red Simpkins
Yes,
for coming
thank
through.
you very
Thank you.
much, man.
know
Thank you for
Thank
having me. It was a lot of fun.
You want to shout out your social media real quick?
It's at Red Simpkins at everything. REDDSIMPKINS. Instagram. I fortunately don't really fuck with Twitter. Just
No doubt.
didn't-
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah.
That Red October album is on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. Yep, that's free download, and
doubt.
be releasing the first single, "Fool," off of Curse of the Lucid Dreamer very soon,
No
and
doubt.
some visuals to accompany that, and
Dope.
full album probably in the next few months. So
Let's get it, man.
very excited.
We're
Very
here for
excited.
If you want to see Red Simpkins live, he's actually going to be at the 950 ENT
Yes,
show
sir.
this
Yes,
Saturday.
March
You guys is-
23rd.
March 23rd at the Soundbar.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? So
They
we're all
just,
going to be in the building.
Like doubled
Come
the
on.
size of their stage. Very
Yes, sir.
excited to rock on that. I haven't had a chance yet.
you
so
ready for that? You ready for that?
Very ready.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I got a session every week, man, and I've been taking at least a portion of like my last few weeks and just rehearse.
See, that's what I'm
Dope.
talking about. That's
Just
a true
I like
artist.
that. Yeah, I
You know
like
what I'm saying?
that, man.
Not
That's
just on
what's up.
stage talking
Dedication,
jibber
man.
jabber.
Yeah.
He got a
Yeah,
stage.
when he
No
on
rapping
there
over
winging it.
vocals, man. No
Right.
rapping over vocals.
Okay, okay,
Nah.
okay.
That's smart. A lot
You
of
put the
A&Rs look at
accents
that.
in there when you need them,
Right,
but
the little-
you gotta give the people a
That's
live
true, facts.
performance.
And I
man.
appreciate, like I said in the beginning of this, his delivery and his voice
Mm-hmm.
and everything's like a God-given talent. I know he spoke
Appreciate it,
on
man.
working on his delivery specifically, but I say all that to say, live and in person, you can understand and hear
Correct.
the bars.
It's like a
'Cause the way he
conversation.
spits
Mhm.
is fast, and
Right.
it's a certain delivery.
Appreciate
but you
it,
can,
man.
I don't know the word I'm looking for. I want to say I guess it is articulate,
Articulate,
right?
yeah.
You can articulate your words well to where I can understand you
The
live.
delivery.
It's like
Yeah,
a,
the
it's like a
delivery.
conversation.
Yeah, it's good, and I appreciate that, man. I like
you.
that because a lot of people who are great rappers, you can't understand them when they're
Right.
up on
Yeah.
stage
Right.
and shit. You know what I'm saying? They need
Right.
a little add another mixing of this and this and that, and not the case, man. I mean,
He's
you
a
can-
natural.
Yeah, you can get on stage and you hear it as if
It's
you're
not-
in the
it's not
car. man.
blurred
It's
out.
Great, no, it's
No
like
doubt.
amazing. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but we appreciate you coming through, man.
Absolutely,
doubt,
man. It's a lot of fun.
It was a great time, man. Like I say, I'm a huge fan of your music, your performances. To have you here was an
Thank you.
honor. I had a great time. Appreciate my brothers. Everybody follow me on IG.
You know what I'm saying?
Follow the team.
What's
Fuck
your
with
name
us,
on IG, bro?
subscribe. My team. My name on IG is I Google Hoes. No,
Cut that out. Cut that all the
Keem
way
Olajuwon, you know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
You know, like Hakeem Olajuwon
You
took
know what
off
I'm
like a
saying?
rocket, baby.
Right.
But yeah, follow me, follow the team, fuck with us, hit me up. Like I always say, if you got any topics you want to talk about, you want to debate, anything, you want to get up here and speak about, you know what I mean? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. Especially me, specifically, I have a weird knack for wanting to go back and forth with people. So come up here and let's talk about something progressive. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So people can see that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, fuck with me. PRG.
You know what I'm saying?
Carter Calhoun,
Chill.
aka I don't Google hoes because they all on Tinder. Follow me on social media, Facebook. I don't need to tell you that because that's my personal shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, you don't need to know all that. But Instagram, IG at Carter Calhoun. Fuck with me.
Freddie on Focus on all pretty much all platforms. You already know. We're here. See y'all at the showcase.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be 15 at the door. If you get your tickets early, it's going right now. It's gonna be $10.
And once again, we got this showcase, My Moment, Part 2, coming up on March 23rd.
Come
My
through.
man Red Simpkins going to be performing, Rev the Artist, Jay Lamont,
sir.
Kuko Cigar,
The whole team, baby.
amongst others. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna be in the building.
We gonna be in the building.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you follow us on all social media. PRG Podcast, 950 Entertainment. We about to shut this bitch down. We gonna close it out. We gonna do something a little different. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play a joint by my man Chris C.T. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? We've been supposed to be playing his shit for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? But we about to play his joint right now. It's called Still No Regrets. We be out until next time.
See y'all next time, baby.
Yes, sir.
Chill.
I let codes on Molly. I don't smoke no flocker. Fan shows call me Poppy. Got nuts like they water. A lot of times just strapped up. Step rolled up in these toes. Got out the pin now strapped up. And I'm boss off these hoes. I want bands, fuck friends. Why every hoe on my hit list. My 40 clip extended. Got a small circle, we getting it. Quit getting niggas the business. Got a master plan, this blended. Had a dream, now I'm living it. Still no rest, I'm living with. Bottles on bottles, head shit, look exotic. Only blowing on this side, hating ironic. Now they calling me iconic. Shit ain't hot if I ain't on it. Can I stay on it? They won't do me like my homie. Rest in peace to my homie, refusing to lose. I done paid all my dues, can't fuck with peers like you. It's a big one like Red Fox. Homicides and red bottoms, guillotine red dots, and I ain't talking chicken pox. And that pussy summer tea. I love head, hate weed. Now what you want and what you need? Me slowing down, I can't see it. Ha. They tryna catch me like a bouquet. Don't care if they like me, bitch, I ain't gay. I'm a bitch woman, you know I don't play. Can't stay on me, I gotta stay safe. Can't sit at my table, too much on my plate. Crossing my chest, I gotta keep faith. Now I ain't no boys, but damn it, I skate. Hey, I like codes on Molly. I don't smoke no flocker. Fan shows call me Poppy. Got nuts like they water. A lot of times just strapped up. Step rolled out in these toes. Got out the pin now strapped up. And I'm boss off these hoes. I want bands, fuck friends. Why every hoe on my hit list. My 40 clip extended. Got a small circle, we getting it. Quit getting niggas the business. Got a master plan, this blended. Had a dream, now I'm living it. Still no rest, I'm living with. I just rose like a flower. I get better by the hour. Blacked out and no power. Got a clip for the cowards. They don't like it that I'm on. I can put these niggas on. Boyfriend ain't home. She ain't got nothing on. No top on the phone. He ain't loud, I ain't blowing. I got love in the streets. Hood love CT. Bitch, I'm dancing on these niggas. RP to Ali. Throw some bands at these niggas. Carving ass need to eat. Whole team on fleet. My team the elite. Pray to bear me a cheat. With steps on my feet. You ain't living like that. You get whacked like that. Plugged in on the pad. I get guap like that. I like codes on Molly. I don't smoke no flocker. Fan shows call me Poppy. Got nuts like they water. A lot of times just strapped up. Step rolled out in these toes. Got out the pin now strapped up. And I'm boss off these hoes. I want bands, fuck friends. Why every hoe on my hit list. My 40 clip extended. Got a small circle, we getting it. Quit getting niggas the business. Got a master plan, this blended. Had a dream, now I'm living it. Still no rest, I'm living with. I like codes on Molly. I don't smoke no flocker. Fan shows call me Poppy. Got nuts like they water. A lot of times just strapped up. Step rolled out in these hoes. Got out the pin now strapped up. And I'm boss off these hoes.